drinking morning coffee while trying to apply makeup, I suspect.
Okay, that's what we'll say.
I was guessing juggling while bathing, but whatever.
No, that was my drinking problem. That was a giant glass without a lid. That's why we always put your drinks in lids, in cups with lids.
You joke, but you've never spilled from the sippy cup.
It's true. It would have saved me 15 minutes this morning. Not wrong.
I'm just. By the way, did I show you? Disneyland had you remember the electric light parade turtles?
Mm-hmm.
They made some cups with those, so you can, and they light up, and Logan has one. He calls it, I think, Lighty, and turns out you can spill from a cup with a lid. So.
I mean, if you're committed enough, I'm sure it's possible.
Well, he was like laying in bed. He's like, "Dad, I'm all wet." I'm like, "Yeah."
Old coworker Nick, he'd spill from his sippy cup all the time.
Oh, Nick is the best.
At spilling his drink, apparently.
Yes, he's very good at that.
Okay.
Putting it in and everywhere.
Thank you for waiting for the recap. We're ready now.
Alright, who wants to give me the previously on Dungeons & Dragons?
Sure, I will. Why not? So previously on Dungeons & Dragons, we started out the day with us trying to attack a griffin that was swooping down left and right above our heads. We ended up catching it and a little baby that was with it. The little baby is now with Happy. Happy is having a ball just walking around with this giant bird with him. As we're dragging in the cage a winged griffin who Draco said that he could probably get it fixed when we get back into town. Mm-hmm. From there we went, where did we go? From then we started heading towards the desert again. Well, we're already in the desert, but we continued into and we went to the mountain where we found the cave. Or no, let's take it back. We went back into town, yes. Sorry, it's been a long week. We went back into town, and then we got information saying that there were. We think that the monster that we're looking for is up in the mountain area, towards the north. So we, as a group, after healing a previous victim of the monster, we decided to head north with our griffin, baby griffin, I guess, and to try to get the other creature that's in there. We entered a cave. We fought a lot of gross little scarabs left and right. And then we ended the last session with, I believe it was Oni getting attacked.
I ate it big time.
Yeah, in a trap. Yeah, you fell way down into a trap. And then something else was happening right before we came back today.
Yep, Hoppy advanced to the southern section of the cave that we were exploring, and there was a deep, low, guttural, bestial growl coming from somewhere in the darkness, enough to put the hair on his arms on end. And we'll pick up right there. I think because everybody can move their token, let's just roll initiative now. Let me clear the tracker because I've been having issues with that. And then that way you guys can decide who's doing what in what order. It's a little more civilized.
Can we start in how long does it take to pour another cup of coffee?
Well, if you wait until you're at the bottom of the turn order, then you have that much time. See? There you go.
No one can beat me. No one can beat me, I'm telling you.
I mean, Hoppy did a really nice job of making sure he got that coffee.
Thank you.
And he didn't select his token.
I apparently can't have all 5 cameras at once. I can only have up to 4. Also, we named the baby Griffin Andy Griffin.
Yes, yes, Andy Griffin.
That was funny.
Yeah, just like that.
While we're waiting for Coffee Boy to return, Oni, is there anything you would like to do at the beginning? Hoppy pauses suddenly, stopping in his giant tracks. You can hear, echoing along the walls of the cave, this deep roar that doesn't really sound like there's almost a supernatural quality to it. Like there's animals you've encountered before, many that you fought in the bestiarii, in the pits yourself. But there's something about this that even has you a little unnerved. It just doesn't seem natural.
Draco got me out of the pit, right?
Yes. Yep.
So I no longer fell in the pit.
I mean, I can't undo history. You definitely fell in the pit, but you're not in the pit presently.
Okay.
And I did cast a little healing spelling in. You're all healed up from that.
Yep. I have myself at 23 hit points. So I am going to go. How far is this? Okay. I'm going to move myself here and ready a potential defensive maneuver.
Okay.
In case something comes out and gets us. But I think that's the extent of the turn that I want to take at this point.
Are you just dodging then?
Can I ready an attack in case something comes up before? Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yep. Remember, it's just like the if-then clause. So you would say, if the creature comes within range to attack me and Hoppy, I will stab it with my pointy stick.
That is what I'm gonna do twice.
Unfortunately, you can only do it once because you can only delay, in quotes, a single action.
Even though I have 2-weapon fighting.
Right, because you can't delay a bonus action. Yep.
Okay. All right, then I will delay a single attack. And block with my shield instead of my second sword. Ha.
I'm okay with that. AC 18.
Now I have to equip my shield. Ha.
Yep.
I'm learning. I got it. Okay.
Very well done. Once you get to flanking position with Hoppy there, you notice that here-ish on the ground on the cavern floor, you see the decimated remains of a horse and rider that have been brutally savaged. They've been torn apart. The guts, the stomach of the horse have 4 raking claw marks that have completely opened its belly and its innards, all of which have been eaten. And there's massive a massive gaping wound. Being this far away and without being trained in medicine, your best bet is these look like something that was mauled by a giant bear, like just indiscriminately tore throats out and opened up stomachs. There's not enough blood here for you to believe this is where they were killed, most likely. This seems like something brought them here.
A giant bear or like a dire hyena?
I don't have the answer to that. You'll have to go deeper and deeper.
I have to ask my ranger friend.
Way down.
Okay. I'm going to ask Amon if he can identify animals. I don't know if that's a trait he has, but...
What?
There's from the.
We're going to the same right we went to.
Really? Okay. Have fun.
Maybe mute him for
My mommy.
Very excited. What was that?
From a deeper portion of the cave, you can hear a very familiar cackling sound. That sounds almost like something's laughing at you. You suspect that is the familiar sound of hyenas of some size, shape, and variety. But as the cackling starts to sort of hit that crescendo moment, there's another almost bark that immediately silences everything in the cave. The cave goes back to silence, and in an attempt, probably to disorient and confuse or fear you, you can hear the sound of large claws being dragged against the stone. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard, and it just echoes throughout the cavernous space that you find yourselves in.
Wonderful.
Before we pass to Amon, a question for all of you. This is the first time we're playing without a character. I'm pretty confident in my ability to adjust like the difficulty of certain encounters on the fly to accommodate as being down a player. The other option is that one of you can pilot Renan, or I can pilot Renan. Let's hash that out real quick. I'm sorry I didn't do that at the start of I don't mean to interrupt the flow of combat here.
I think
What would be most fun for you, John?
I mean, the only problem with me running it is that if like something bad happens, there is no way to ever convince Michelle that I did not just murder her character completely on purpose because I'm a dick. So like, there's always that where like
She
you guys
does
can
know
all
you.
vouch all day, every day that it was a completely fair and above boards roll and it was just a weird crit. But like, so I'm always a little like hands off as the DM. I don't like to be responsible for that because you do it one time and it follows you your entire career.
What if
and
you
yet you've
control
played with her
completely?
more.
We
You've
vote like
played with
kids.
her more than anyone else, so you'd know how she'd play in any given situation.
Mhm.
That's fair. Like I said, the other option is we can just pretend she's injured or something for now, or she's too scared to participate.
Incapacitated. Well, she
Um,
had been
Detective
running
Andy
before.
Griffin.
Sure, like we don't have to have her, and I can try to manipulate the combat so they're a little simpler, accounting for that lack of a fifth body.
She was a pansy before, just hiding the whole time. So
She was spending a lot of time. I don't mind playing her. If you want to give me access to her character sheet, I'll open it
Sure.
up.
I think she'd appreciate that. Let me change some permissions here.
This is where we find out if Chrome likes having two character sheets open or not.
It does not.
Excellent.
See
I went
if
to
you can
Firefox.
move her now. Yeah, Firefox is where it's at.
Edge has been working for me best.
I can click on her now. So let me get you an initiative roll.
We know what you did on your turn. Just take her turn really quick, and then we'll jump down to Amon.
She's going to be over here, like hiding as best she can in this corner, so that she has line of sight in case something comes around and gets us, but so that she's not visible. Or I guess maybe it's better to hide her here. But she's small anyway, so she's gonna be tucked right up against that wall.
Okay. We're gonna scoot ahead to Amon.
Sorry.
There's Andy Griffin.
Caca!
I'm not. I apologize, John. I'm not sure how to do this in game in character. But like, do I hear anything that is recognizable to me as my character, or do I need investigation to do that?
I think a more appropriate role would be just making nature check, roll knowledge nature, and that would inform us as to if you recognize the sounds that are being made as something like that you've encountered before, that you've hunted, or with a 12, the cackling that you heard briefly before it was cut off by that roar, definitely hyenas. You know that for a fact. You've hunted them, you've hunted with them, you know them very intimately well. It sounded like a small pack, which is very common. They travel in large numbers and tend to be like sort of ambush predators or carrion feeders if they can chase off a larger predator. The roar, though, that barking sound, is not something you're familiar with. There are tonal qualities to it that sound very familiar to you, but you can't quite put your finger on it. But the threatening display is interesting to you. That's something only like an apex predator would tend to do.
Mm-hmm.
Only a creature that's fairly certain it's going to win whatever conflict it's trying to avoid. It's more like it's doing you a favor by trying to scare you away. So that's cause for concern, because hyenas, when threatened by a large party like this, would try to flee usually or hide. But whatever is standing its ground and threat displaying, which is off-putting.
Yep. Awesome. I'm still down some health, so I'm gonna tuck in here and do cure wounds, just to try and get some
Oof, you succeeded in getting some.
That's better than nothing. And that will be it for me.
All right. Coming up towards the end of the turn, we've got Hoppy and Draco. Hoppy first.
Um, since I was the closest, do I have? Can I see anything? Is there anything that I can identify?
I've revealed on the map about all you'll be able to see without moving any deeper into the cave.
Okay.
You don't have dark vision, so I'm assuming one of you has a torch that's permitting you to see.
Um,
He had
I-
one while we were walking.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought I remembered that. So
Mhm.
I had one lit, but do I need to have that? Yeah, I have one equipped. But does that mean I can't use the greatsword? I just, in case I need to roll for attack, I can do longsword or greatsword.
so there's like in the absolute crunchiest interpretation of the rules, you're not supposed to be able to. It leads to some equally ridiculous options where a two-handed fighter or a ranger will say, well then fine, I hold the end of the torch in my mouth while I continue to fight. And it's like, okay, there's nothing in the rule that says you can't do that, so that seems fair. But like, to avoid like the awkward workarounds, I'm willing to just say like, yes, either you like throw it at your feet for the time being while you're in the midst of combat, or you stick it in the wall, or you find a way to manipulate the greatsword clumsily enough while also holding the torch and not burning yourself. I don't like to get lost in the minutia unless that's something you guys feel is like super important to how you see and experience the game, to know where exactly Mark is holding that torch. Then we could get turbo creative and say he's got it coiled around his tail.
I have horns. I'm just saying I can tie them on the horns.
Make a little chandelier. Yeah.
that would go with my dread helm too. So, then I'm gonna. I just wanted to make sure. I'm gonna move ahead a little bit. Well, first of all, we probably should have talked about this. Are we going to? Are we going to step back? Are we going to try and give it a little space? Do we want to prepare
We're adventurers. We go to kill.
Murder hobo it is.
That's right.
We need a dire hyena.
We're here
so-
to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
That's right.
I'll move ahead cautiously, and I have my greatsword out. So
You see, as you advance, there's some like deeply rent scratches in the floor as you approach. Something has like dug. Maybe it's sharpening its claws, or maybe this was part of that threat display you heard earlier. But like deep 2 inches into the stone, furrows have been carved by something massive, and you do see what looks like a makeshift hobble together nest of like tumbleweed debris and torn, sundered linens, and something that smells horrible. From here, Hoppy, you just strain your eyes, keening to see just beyond the limit of the torchlight, and in the darkness, reflected back, you see two pools of reflected light that kind of just bob back and forth ever so slightly, and then stay perfectly still and narrow to a very pinpoint of reflected light.
With my location, could I see that? Because dark vision lets me see up to 60 feet.
I'm going to reveal it for everybody because it's emerging from the shadows rather dramatically.
dun dun dun.
So dramatic.
Do we find a dire hyena?
Emerging from the shadows, coming around the corner of that area of the cave, is a giant hyena-like creature. Its thick muscled shoulders stand almost 6 feet off the stone floor of this cave. Its lips have almost like rotted away or been burnt away, revealing
Ugh.
dagger-like sharp teeth, very uncharacteristic for the hyena, who has like normal dentition with a few, incisors and then canine teeth. These are all just like, it's just a maw full of curved needle point teeth. its back, its ridgeline is covered with these weird, almost reptilian-like fanned spines, each of which is, pronged with a very tight or pointy tip, and its tail curls and ends in a fleshy bone spur that almost makes it look like it almost has like a scorpionish quality to it. Everywhere it breathes, it leaves behind like a soft, clinging fog that kind of hangs around at the base of the bottom of the cave.
Yeah.
And as it sees you finally seeing it, it makes like a soft, like almost vaguely hyena laugh, and then just growls, rears up on its hind legs, and charges Hoppy. I move him to here. Did you delay, Hoppy?
I hadn't taken an action. I just moved forward 10 feet.
Let you take your action now if you'd like.
I will.
Or an attack.
I will rage, and I will beat it with my beating stick.
The 11 misses. It's just barreling right at you, and you take like a choke up baseball swing at it, and it just
And
clangs off of its shoulder bone. It cuts 3/4 of an inch deep through skin that offers no resistance to it whatsoever. There's almost like a necrotic quality to its skin, but it hits something solid. Bone that you normally cleave through just twang bounces the sword back out of the wound track. He doesn't even seem to care that you cut through some of its skin.
Is he, given this situation that he has moved up to me, am I allowed to also move back and back next to Oni?
You can, but that would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, that's what I was kind of wondering. All right, then why don't I come around this way, just to kind of make it a little bit, give the others a better line of sight.
Okay. After attempting to swat at it with your greatsword, it's going to make a bite and a claw attack against you. Actually, it's going to make 2 claw attacks. I think both of those miss, yeah?
Both miss.
So a furious exchange. It tries to claw at you furiously while you baseball swing at it, and like the net result is nothing happened. You're slap fighting each other. Draco, it's your turn. You can hear the cacophony of battle. You see Hoppy sort of charge in. At the limit of your dark vision, you can see the shaded silhouette of this gross monstrosity of a Hydra. What do you want to do?
Hyena.
Uh,
This isn't a Hydra, right?
It is not.
Okay, you said Hydra, not hyena.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
And doesn't Oni have a delayed action as well?
Yes, but unfortunately the conditions were not met. It never got close enough to her to attack.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I used all of my movement to get to where Hoppy was, so.
One other thing, John. Now that we can see it, can I do a nature check to see if this is a dire hyena?
Yeah, anybody who's trained in knowledge can make that roll. Seeing it now in plain torchlight.
Not me.
Hoppy knows for sure it's not a Hydra.
Okay, so my character sheet doesn't look like it used to, so like I don't see hardly anything on it. It looks like it got reset or something.
Well, let's take a peek. How about
Oh,
now?
there you go. Now I see stuff. Hey,
It was on the spells tab. Now you're on the core tab.
there's a spells tab.
Yeah, so you see in the upper right-hand corner of your character sheet, there's a red button that says core. There
Yeah.
are 3 buttons there: bio and
Oh,
spells.
look at
Click the spells tab will
that.
show you all of your spells, and it'll give you a way to track what spells you're using.
That is fancy. Look at that.
Oohs and ahs.
Okay, sorry guys. Didn't mean to mess it up. Okay, so I see something right here. Let me go ahead and hit my nature hit since everyone else is doing that.
Okay. You're certain the creature that everyone's pointing at is definitely a minotaur. Your
Nice.
trained classical mind takes you to the fact that he almost looks like he's raging. He's an anthropomorphized bull for sure.
Okay, good.
Someone's trained him because he's got a sword and armor on. So you're very confident, definitely
No
a
armor.
minotaur.
Nice.
Collectively, you guys seem to sort of be stumped. You do that like shooting glances at each other, like
It's dark. It's dark.
Amon, it is certainly not a dire hyena. What this is, I mean, sometimes the path to finding what something is by eliminating all the things it's not. You know that it's not a hyena, and you've hunted dire hyenas before. This weird reptilian frilled spine thing and the bony tail, not dire hyena material. So we found another thing it's not. Yeah, that's all I can.
But none
You
of
do
us know
notice-
what it is.
Exactly. On its neck, though, just below, like between its shoulder and its jugular, there are two large puncture wounds that seem terribly, terribly inflamed and engorged. Like, if you could picture like a large vampire has like just bit it right, and it's just below its jugular vein. But it looks like criminally infected. Hugely swollen and sort of pussy.
Sweet.
Draco,
Okay.
sorry, the rest of your action.
So I walked out to this far out. Now I'm gonna do Scorching Ray at the hyena.
At the darkness.
At the darkness.
I thought you were a sorcerer of light.
So I rolled it 18, then I get like a nice little 6 fire damage.
Cool. Would you like to know the best part about Scorching Ray?
Yeah.
What you've done is 1/3 of the spell.
Oh, wait.
You create 3 of those rays, so you would make 3 different attacks. So
Oh,
the
so-
first ray did 6 points of damage.
Nice. Okay, where did I put that freaking thing? Where'd my tab go? There it is. So that's 1. 2. 3.
The first 2 hit, doing 6 damage apiece. The second one, it kind of just like it opens its mouth trying to bite it like a dog with a fire hose, and just clenches down on the Scorching Ray, and you can see like smoke coming out of its ears and its nose. It's just like.
Oh, this guy looks mean, guys.
The areas where the Scorching Ray impacted, though, did burn away that sort of green, almost necrotic flesh, revealing like muscle and bone in the areas where you hit the hardest. But there's a lack of blood. It's not really bleeding.
Okay.
Some kind of weird undead hyena.
Mhm.
It is Renan's turn.
All right, I don't know how far away the short bow will reach. So if I move her here and then attack with the short bow, is this close enough to do that?
It is 60 and 120, I think, for a short bow.
Well, not with an 8. And she's going to go ahead and tuck herself right here on the back side of this, making sure that nothing can get to her back because of that pit.
Sure. Yeah,
That's
when the
exactly what
damage
you would
roll
do.
is the same as the attack rolls. That's kind of rough. Oni, your turn. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I'm going to jump in the fray. Let's do this. Before I do that, I guess I have to drop my shield so that I can 2-weapon attack.
If you want to make 2 weapon attacks, yes.
Of course I do.
You can't hold the shield in your mouth.
Oh,
Au contraire.
Get me.
Well, I
she's
guess I
quite
would,
talented.
attach it to my back or however I normally carry it otherwise. All right.
That's why you need horns.
First attack
That's a hit.
and second attack.
2 hits.
That's you need to re-roll the damage on that one. That's
Oh, you-
two-handed.
2-handed. Good catch.
Yeah, not offhand.
It's just a D8.
I
I'm
have
fine.
2 different ones, so is it just the...
It's the whatever you rolled the first time is the one-handed damage. It'll roll it as a 8-sided die instead of a 10-sided. I won't change the damage because 6 could appear on an 8-sided die just as much as it could a 10. But just for next time, Mark's right. Make sure you're rolling
Just roll the one-handed twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. You tear into it with Hoppy distracting it from the front.
I
You
hit the non-green soft bits.
flank it in the side and, basically just kind of sink your blades in, rending it, all along its flank, expecting to drop entrails and blood. Some very floppy, maybe it's a part of a lower intestine, maybe it's a duodenum, maybe it's a gallbladder. You're not sure, kind of like gently falls out of its cavity onto the ground, and it doesn't even seem to care. No notice has been made that a part of its insides are now on the outside. But
Well,
it
it's
turns to
definitely
sort of
undead.
nip at you, and you can tell you've put a serious hitch in its giddy up. It's lost combat effectiveness, having a hard time turning around to bite at you. So you guys are damaging it. It doesn't seem to feel pain.
I feel like this might be a good time for me to use Action Surge and do another attack. Would I get to attack 2 more times?
Just once, because the action surge only gives you an action, not another
Not
bonus.
the bonus, okay. Well,
It'll become
we'll see
more
what
interesting
we
once
can
you get second attack.
do. Boo!
13 matches its armor class, so you
Hey!
do another 9 points of damage.
Excellent.
Nice.
I have no more action
Just keep
surge.
slashing at it, the old fighter adage of if it bleeds, you can kill it is kind of true. Eventually, if you cut it into enough pieces, it's not going to be a threat to anyone.
And done.
All right. I am going to I'll claw on each of you. Claw on Hoppy first, and then on Oni. I think that hits both of you, yeah?
Yeah.
If you swap them, 15 doesn't hit me.
Unfortunately,
16 slashing damage. Holy crap!
Yep, 16 slashing damage to you. Hoppy turns the 12 slashing damage into 6 as he's raging. It tears into his chest and down to his left hip, but he doesn't care. He's angry, and that's all that matters now. His muscles tense and almost close the wounds, reflexively, just through sheer force of will. He's stopping the bleeding. Amon, it's your turn.
I'm going to take out my bow and aim for the vampire bites on the side of the neck.
Definitely a hit for 11 points of piercing. That's pretty solid. The creature's starting to look grievously injured. Before, it was ravenous and very aggressively trying to attack you. Now it's more defensively trying to stop all the attacks from around it. It's trying to tuck its bony tail and bite at people. When the arrow lands in its neck, it gets super lethargic, and after the arrow sunk, it kind of just claws at the space from where the arrow came from. As a hunter, you're in that mindset now. It's time to end this quickly because the animal looks like it's starting. Animal in quotes looks like it's suffering. There's a brief moment. If it wasn't trying to eat your friends, you'd feel bad for it. Any other actions from Amon?
I don't think so. I don't know that I have much more that I can do on this turn.
Okay. Hoppy, it's your turn.
I'm going to cut its head off.
Or die trying.
Die trying.
Possibly die trying.
14 hits. 13 total damage does in fact take it to 0. Tell us what the execution looks like.
I just kind of sidestepped, just seeing that it was pretty heavily damaged. I sidestep and just right between the bones of its neck.
Nice. It
And the head
cartoonishly pops off, pinwheeling 3 times before landing 10 feet from the body. Like a chicken, the claws still just start swiping at the air for a few seconds. It takes 1 step towards Oni and then just kind of collapses. Thick, congealed blood kind of sloughs out of the empty neck cavity where the head was previously attached, but there's no arterial bleeding.
While I'm raging, I'm gonna move there and look around the corner.
I am using a hit die, and because I have the periaptive wound closure, I get to double the number of hit points it restores, so I'm getting 16 hit points back.
You can only do that during a short rest, which takes 10 minutes.
Oh, I can't do that.
You have
because I'm
second.
not in combat. I do
No,
have
but you
second
can
wind,
you can second wind in combat. That's for sure.
but we're out of combat. We just killed it.
Right, and I'm saying if before Mark explores or while Mark is exploring, if you say I'm going to commit to sitting on my hands for the next 10 minutes, you can do that. But then if Mark finds danger here, you don't get to say, well, now I'm going to be in combat again.
I'm
You're
doing
committing
it
to
because if we get back in combat without me doing it,
Megan's
I'll go
taking
die.
10 minutes for a short rest to spend a hit die. Mark, as you
And
you see that
Renan's
the
sneaking out. So
cave sort of wraps around again to the east here, maybe slightly to the north from what you can see. You can smell almost like an animal urine stench coming from this corridor, and from here you can hear something moving around in the cave beyond.
If we're going to take a break, then we'll take a break, and because I would like to spend a hit die too. So, do we need? Can we take a few minutes and bind our wounds? Everyone?
Yeah,
for
I
anyone,
think we all need it.
I was gonna say for anyone who doesn't want to, should we investigate this nest thing over here and
I was
check
gonna check
this
out-
body for?
Yeah, I was thinking about checking him out.
Yeah, anyone that doesn't need the hit die, let's have them. Maybe Renan can also take a look over here and see if there's any kind of identifying things that we can take back for this poor guy, for his family.
Okay. Anybody looking to inspect the horse and rider, make an investigation check.
I shall.
I'm gonna investigate, but I'm gonna look at the creature in the nest instead.
Okay.
First investigate. There it is.
That investigate was for Renan.
Okay.
Since I'm sitting on my hands.
Let's see. And 12 hit dice. Nice work.
Do I get rages back during?
Only during a long rest.
Okay.
Per day, think of them.
Yeah, got it.
All right, investigating the horse and rider. It is hard to find, like, if you had to describe this person, you couldn't. Like, the things that made it a recognizable human have been eaten or torn or ripped. The horse and its tack suggest this was a member of the Jahaleen, the indigenous nomadic tribe that is sort of responsible for this area here. The brown leather armor that he wears also looks important. He had a what's what I'm looking for? Filigree. He had a falchion in his scabbard, never drew it, but it is ornate. It's a place to start, and it's a symbol of some kind of wealth or importance, right? Like, this is not just your everyday cavalry saber. This was worth enough that it likely belonged to somebody who had some station or status within that tribe.
We should definitely take that.
It's a
with
beautiful
us.
piece of craftsmanship.
You definitely would.
Mm-hmm.
She's a thief.
In the nest, you don't find anything of any real value, other than the nest itself looks like it was made a while ago, and in your mind, Amon, it looks like it was a whelping bed, like a nest that was built and designed for the intention of delivering pups. It smells so awful, likely because there's afterbirth and stuff still woven into this nasty nest.
Yummy.
A nesty, if you will.
Now that we're out of combat, can we identify the type of animal this is?
Yeah, I mean, you can get a better look at it. I would allow a second set of nature checks now that it's not trying to eat you. It might look differently.
Also, how old is the horse carcass?
Within
We're
48
smart
hours.
now. Look at it. We're all smart now.
Edible
It's-
for Andy?
It's hard to tell with the cold nature of the cave, like this far away from sun and insects. You're not going to get an exact time of death, but rigor mortis has set in, but it's not like the third day of decay hasn't started yet. So you'd guess somewhere between 36 and 48 hours.
Can I grab like the haunches to feed to Andy?
Not where you're at.
That's true. Not while you're short resting
Well,
either.
we did say that Renan was guarding Andy Griffin, so she could
Sure.
just drop the Griffin on the corpse, I guess.
There you go,
and-
little buddy. Eat the
Nom,
dead
nom,
thing.
nom, nom.
and see if he has any interest, and if he doesn't have any
This
interest,
isn't
then maybe
gonna
it's
get
bad.
deeply macabre at all. The three nature buddies put your heads together, analyzing the corpse. It is beyond the shadow of any doubt, definitively a hyena.
Good for us. Go us.
It is also absolutely, definitely not a hyena. Something has transformed it. You look carefully through its innards, picking it apart. Some of you are more comfortable, some less, with digging through its innards. But even its bones have been altered. Like the normal thickness of a hyena's bones are, they taper and get thin towards the end, so they can be quick. Their spine tends to curve up, sort of like a J, so giving that big haunchy impression. This, it more like just gives an archy bow, making it a tank and to support that frilled spine that you saw. It has all the hallmarks of being a hyena, that somehow was terribly, likely painfully transformed, and everything inside of it is dead. And not because Mark killed it, but all of the organs show, like, deep stages of necrosis and degeneration. So, something bit your key, the puncture on the neck, and that bite had some kind of lingering deleterious effect that likely killed it, but also changed it into what you just had to fight.
So if we go farther into this cave, don't get bit by whatever we have to fight.
There you go. Otherwise, we're taking your head off.
What do I put in Renan's inventory for that weapon?
You can just put it as Golden Filigree Falchion, Falchion.
Okay.
So you discovered this was likely a Jahaleen outrider. You guys found some kind of were zombie hyena thing, and a whelping bed that was likely used to give live birth in somewhat recently. And then there's a section of the cave that still remains unexplored.
How much longer do we have in our short rest?
You can be done if you want to.
Yep.
I imagine that level of investigation probably took the time it would take for you guys to short rest.
Amon, if you have hit dice that you can do with just during the rest, do you want to do that instead of using a spell?
Yeah. So
yeah.
how do I do that?
You can click on the word hit dice just below your hit points,
Okay.
and it should automatically deduct a hit die from your total and roll it for you. If not, you have to roll it manually. It looks like it does, though.
Nice.
Okay. Sweet.
Hi, little buddy.
Oops.
Andy Griffin had his share, and Renan is going to collect him
Okay.
and stand over here with her back against the cave wall so that she can see us but isn't easily visible by whatever happens to jump out and spook us.
Okay. We're out of combat now, so I deleted the turn tracker. We can kind of just narrate your actions if you want. I guess the question is, do you want to explore deeper into the cave, or are you guys satisfied with as deep as you've spelunked?
Now we gotta go deeper. We're looking for the
The
creatures.
serpapard, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Go to
but-
kill.
yeah, we investigated everything obvious in this area.
Seems like you've done a fair job, yeah.
Okay. The only other thing was there was the trap on the way to the. You know what? There was a note up there on the top, and I'm trying to remember what it said.
It
It
said
said wrong
go
way.
this way or wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's a dead end anyway, so it didn't really matter.
didn't help.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll move forward.
Okay.
I'll go about 15 feet into this section, and I'm gonna ready my sword and shield just so because I don't want to get jump scared.
I picture this giant minotaur hiding behind a tiny little buckler, like
I know, right?
protect
Tiptoeing.
me. As you turn the corner, there's like that sort of rounded shoulder of the cave wall to your left as you're coming in. Below your eye level, but you would assume at what is intended to be eye level for other people, there's more of that weird, like, scratch worked graffiti. It looks, I don't know, it looks sort of like an upside down letter K and then a sideways crescent moon. It means nothing to you, and it looks like it was like hastily, like literally just carved in the wall with a dagger, like with, Zorro style, like quick slashes.
Well, I don't know anything about writing, and writing has never helped me with any, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Fair enough. It said, "Watch out for that tree."
Is anybody coming up along with me?
Yeah, right behind you.
Is
We are
are
front
you
line.
going to? Are you gonna see the graffiti?
You're kind of blocking it.
I wasn't able to read it, right? Who was able to read it when we saw it the first time?
Renan.
Renan. So we need to clear the space. She's not going to come up here.
Should be in the back.
Yeah.
I can check it out. I have some history
Okay.
and whatnot.
We're definitely.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, leading the charge, as it were. So.
History check. What's the
check to read it?
Hold on one second. My game is freaking out.
Okay.
I want to show you first. Mark Hoppy and Oni, as you sort of push your way into the cave, deeper to sort of like secure the area for the history experts to take a peek. You find in the back corner of the cave 4 very small hyena pups.
Aww.
They have soft newborn fur on their backs, but their chest and forelegs have this thick mottled scaling.
Ew.
And half of them have like slitted, almost reptilian eyes.
Are they dire hyenas? I don't know what dire hyenas look like, but I want to make sure that we don't kill them, because baby dire hyenas, then we'll have a baby dire hyena and a baby griffin.
We just need one of each, There you go.
I know, but
So we can kill 3.
I want a dire hyena pet if we're gonna come across a baby dire hyena.
I feel like maybe we should have just played like Pokemon instead.
Right?
Imagine how amazing of a champion I would be in the arena if I also had a dire hyena fighting with me.
Hey, I thought I was a druid.
Oh my god, and Mark's already named them. He's perfect.
Nice. As you guys like approach them, or even like at the sight of the torch, they recoil and like, demure, sort of backing themselves into that corner. Maybe only one of them is brave enough to sort of like put his tiny little puppy heckle up and
Oh, that's
put
the one I
himself between
want!
the rest of the pack in danger.
No, seriously though, are they? Do we know if they're dire hyenas?
They're just hyenas. Puppies.
But they've got scaly legs.
And weird
And
reptilian
some
eyes
have
in some
slit
cases.
eyes. I have like nature 1, so I am not the one to identify them.
It is because we've rolled nature a lot today. I don't want it to just become a recurring theme. Capitalizing on the high rolls we had earlier. At first blush, they look very hyena-like, but they have some of those weird atypical characteristics, not unlike the large one that you just killed in the room before. Your 20 Draco that you rolled before, like you have the unfortunate supposition that maybe this was the litter of pups that was being carried by the mother that you just slew,
Mm-hmm.
and these might be the progeny afflicted with the same disorder that killed her. They were born with it potentially. They have some of that same characteristics. You can see that their
So it's not
bone
Maybelline.
structure is different.
Gotcha.
So have Amon and Renan been able to read these runes yet?
If you move Renan in, yes.
She's here. She's right behind him.
She needs to be here-ish.
Okay.
Sorry, here.
Oh, sorry. I was like,
I was pinging the map, but I was on the wrong layer, so you couldn't see me. I'm like, come on, it's not time to spill your coffee again. Like, get it together. But it's no fun if you can't see what I'm pinging, I suppose.
I couldn't see it.
Over here.
Yeah. Renan just takes one quick look at it, and she says, "Pay dirt."
Okay. What does that mean?
Hater. That
Tells you
usually
that
means
this
they
is the
found
right
the
way.
good stuff. Yep.
Okay.
This is where the treasure be.
She's gonna tuck herself back here against this wall.
Amon, your knowledge of history is vast and impressive. You don't speak this language, and it's not something that you can easily learn, but you know what she's doing now. This is the secret underground nonverbal communication of ne'er-do-wells the world over called Thieves' Cant. They can leave glyphs for each other or other people who are familiar with this spoken and unspoken language. Sometimes it's hand signals, sometimes it's glyphs left behind. It's an alphabet that they all have to memorize as part of their trade craft. So whoever left this is a sneaky ne'er-do-well.
Okay.
Likely in the same kind of brotherhood of sneaky ne'er-do-wells that Renan is from.
So,
But no information from the runes themselves.
No, just that it conveys the concepts of this is the correct path to, to treasure, to booty, to pay dirt.
I like the booty.
do we have anybody in the group? These things haven't outright attacked us, and only one of them kind of stepped forward in a defensive posture. I don't know that I want to necessarily just outright slaughter them. Obviously, we can't leave them here and have
Monsters.
them turn into that other thing, but maybe we can take them back to that guy and he can figure out what's wrong with them and or dispose
They're
of them
hyenas.
if
They're
necessary.
scavengers.
We can't leave them here because they'll turn into that giant gross green thing and kill more people.
I mean, here's another thought. We take one back with us. We didn't get a dire hyena. We got something much more intense.
Yeah, we would have 4 and we could
More
take them
money.
to that guy.
Make it a money.
Anyway, do we have anyone that can like try to approach them? I don't have animal handling.
So I
one.
have some animal handling, and I have a potion of animal friendship.
Try that.
Friendship.
So I think I'm gonna
Friendship.
take my potion. I actually have two potions of animal friendship.
Awesome. Go make friends.
Go for it.
How do I utilize that, John?
It basically just lets you charm a creature. There's no roll required.
Okay.
You'll have advantage on any charisma checks made to interact with them, and I don't think it actually lets you talk to them. Let me look at that up really quick.
Okay. I just took one out of my inventory, so.
Are these small enough that I can like pick it up without being attacked by it,
Well,
and I just grab it by the neck.
let's let Amon.
You already have a pet.
Let's let Amon try to friend the one that was in the defensive stance, and then if he can, so that we
That
don't
seems
have
like
to
the
use
worst
any
one to
potions,
do, isn't it?
You could just pick one of the other ones up because the other one seemed kind of passive.
Okay, yeah. All the questions at once. Yes, they're puppies. They're 15 pounds probably max, by hyena standards. Amon, why don't you make an animal handling check for me with advantage? As you approach after having drunk the potion, you find yourself as you speak common, just easy boys, easy. What the rest of the party hears is soft hyena cackling.
Aww.
And they all sit on their haunches and tails are wagging. They're all watching you sort of as you move. But all of every time you speak, what the rest of the party hears is soft cackles of hyena speech. And you convince them, you've convinced them that you mean them no harm, and they basically just start swarming in and around your legs, trying to rub up on you and look for pets. As you're giving them scritches, you notice that at least one of them has that distinctive bony ridge spine with spikes already starting to pop up along its
Aww.
ridge line.
And this is where Amon gets 4 little fluff balls. So there's no risk here, right? There's no danger. They're
Unless someone hurts them, these pups are good friends with Amon.
They're
It
mine
would
now.
take an act of violence to break that trust.
Then that would be enough for Renan to feel comfortable to come in and explore the area to see where this quote-unquote pay dirt is.
Uh,
So she's going to come in, but stay right next to me so that if anything weird jumps out.
In the very northeasternmost corner of the cave here, you do find a large locked wooden chest. Beside it is like a shredded tarpaulin that was trying to put it back together. Looked like it was perfectly disguised and painted to look like a bit of rocky outcropping. She admires the tradecraft involved in it, that if puppies had not decided to nest in it, it might have been a very convincing disguise. But as something got to it and tore it to shreds, leaving just this exposed chest here, their loss is her gain.
Well, let's check it for magic traps. Oh, excuse me. Let's check it for magic traps and then get this bad boy open.
The 2 people touching it can make perception rolls.
This is for Renan. And this is for me.
She not quite touching it, but runs her hands just over all of the seams and any of the moving pieces. Sort of you can tell maybe she's walking through some kind of a mental checklist of everything she needs to be careful to check. Convinced it doesn't appear to be trapped. She thinks that the intended disguise here and the fact that it's deeply hidden at the end of a cave was likely all the safety mechanism required. It is locked, though. She'll need to employ thieves' tools.
Thieves' tools?
Or someone will need to break the lock and force it open.
I do have thieves.
I can break the lock.
Thieves' tools, but I don't. What do I just click on? Thieves' tools?
Yep, in the lower right-hand corner, if you click on Thieves' Tools Proficiency, it'll ask you what ability score you'll want to choose Dexterity.
Okay. Yeah!
That's a pretty good roll. Expertly, she has it unlocked in seconds after you give her the high sign to go ahead and do it.
It's useful, yay!
She immediately has it unlocked, puts the lock on the ground, flips the lid of the chest open, boom. What you find is
make a dexterity
not
save.
What you were expecting. It is even more baby lizard hyenas. No.
More for all of us, yay!
As the chest flips open, strapped to the lid of the chest is an ornate torch. It has a black and gray handle and sort of that classic gilded U-shaped cage that holds whatever material you burn with it. All that's there is like a blackened stump of oil-soaked rags or maybe something else. But the fence that protects the flame is slightly blue in color.
Sorry.
This is torture.
Nice. And in the basin of the treasure chest, there are like 24 very small circular glass ampules that have all been etched with the symbol of a solar eclipse. It's a very like stylized moon in front of the sun kind of imagery. But they're all empty, and then there are 3 small clay urns on the right side of the lower portion of the treasure chest that have like cork stoppers in them.
Hmm. I'm gonna call everybody over so that everyone can look at the materials. I'm sure we should probably roll something to determine
Megan
whether
has
or
won
not
D&D.
it's safe to handle. But if we don't know what it is, we're gonna want to take it with us. But I don't. Before we do that, let's see if we
All
can
die
learn
together.
anything about the items.
Go ahead, Mark.
I wanted to. The torch just looks like a regular, like ornate but regular torch. It's not.
Yeah,
Does
like
it have any
it looks like a normal
writing on
torch
it?
you'd
Or?
find like ensconced in a very elaborate castle somewhere, but for some reason it's just here in a treasure chest in a cave. It is like
Can I have
asynchronous
it?
in that this is a weird place for it to exist,
Should we
but
light
here it
it
is all the same.
and see if it opens anything or does anything unique?
Or kills you.
Or does it look like there's anything it should be hanging in here in the cave?
Hey, Hoppy, light this torch with your other torch, but like somewhere way over here.
You found the torch of Fireball. Boom.
This is a trick.
All right, Hoppy has the torch and he's gonna light it.
Yeah, I'll light it.
Okay. Setting flame to the basket of the torch. It immediately catches fire faster than you'd like a torch should. Like almost the very second flame contacted it, without effort, it just sparked right up. But it produces this long, elegant blue flame. It casts visible soft blue light as a torch would. But Hoppy, as you like just sort of poke at it, as I imagine an inquisitive minotaur might, you notice that the light from the torch is heatless.
Magic flame.
Well, put
This
it in
won't
your
cook my dinner.
inventory.
Hey, guys, put out your other torches. Maybe this blue light shows some writing on the walls.
I like it. I have dark vision, and so does Renan, so I don't think either of us are holding a
I
torch.
think I'm the only one carrying a torch officially at this point.
Or
Two of
maybe
them.
Renan doesn't, but I don't think she was carrying a torch. Yeah.
Is somebody going to tell me to put out the other torch?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
You
All
are
right.
an intelligent one, aren't you?
Literally a 7, okay?
But I like your role playing. It's perfect.
Draco has been around the block more than once and has an insightful recommendation. Once the other torch is snuffed and conveniently where you're standing, Hoppy, the blue light cast from the torch reflects off the wall here, and that small, like, graffiti scarring where the thieves' cant was etched on the wall glows brilliantly bright blue. And as you get close to it, in the light of the torch, you can read it. Like, this is maybe the first time you've ever read anything in your whole life.
Hey! Gross!
Like, the concept of what reading is to you maybe isn't even something you've experienced before, but suddenly that sigil makes perfect sense to you.
Wow. I want to go try it on the other one. I'm gonna tell them that words make sense.
Hey! Wait, but before you go, we should look at these other items and take them with us if we're not coming back. So have him come over here and just make sure there's nothing else of interest with the blue light. And then do you guys want to like do any checks before we just collect these items, or should we just put them in inventory?
I want to check them out.
Okay.
Just see.
The torch has no effect on the chest itself, but the shrouding, that canvas shroud that was torn to shreds, also illuminates bright blue in the presence of the 20-foot radius of torchlight that Hoppy carries. It would have stuck out like a sore thumb to you.
That's a magic flame.
I'm officially titling this this torch as the
Torture.
Blue Light Special.
Nice.
Blue light special.
Okay.
Normally, I think I would like you guys to
Actually, I have a question.
go ahead.
There was the sigil on the vials. Do those make any sense to me now?
No, there's no new insight there. I'm gonna just share this with you guys. Normally, I'd make you get this identified, but since Hoppy and Draco have pretty much already done it,
Do you mean blue light special?
I do mean blue light special, apparently.
It's a black light.
Also finds unfortunate staining.
What's that around your face, Happy?
That's awesome. Okay.
Blood,
like-
why?
All right. What do we need to roll to investigate those other items?
We can do just wisdom to just do I know what this is? Do you want to open the clay urns, or do you want to investigate whether you know what a clay urn is?
Investigate the clay urns and what's inside them. Oh, cool.
That was Renan. And this is me. Ah!
That's a save, but you know.
But we'll have Amon and Draco have an interesting time, sort of exploring the blue light special torch with Hoppy, and like seeing what things he can't read. And it turns out he can't read at all anymore. He wasn't given the gift of literacy. It was just simply the ability to understand these blacklight glyphs, which is just like devastatingly heartbroken for him. So they're kind of consoling him that he was not given the brilliant gift of literacy. It's very, very distracting. It's a heart-tearing moment, really.
Oh no.
Here, read this. I can't. This, nope. That glyph, though? Yeah, that one makes sense. Inside the chest, Hoppy, between your time in the arena and just your general understanding of the way the world of Amon-Ra works, like, it's all about branding, right? So you don't know what these glass ampules were meant for, but they were likely supposed to be filled with something, and that somebody somewhere will know what this solar eclipse means. But you think it's some kind of branding. Like, you've seen it in the fighting rings before, where people will try to turn a profit by, selling something or, championing something, but they all have to put their brand name on it, their sigil, their house coat. And while you are not familiar with this one specifically, this was not an accident, and it's not there's no like deific significance to it. This isn't like someone's, patron deity or a religious sect. This is it feels like empty cans of Coke to you. Like this is brand name Coca-Cola Classic.
Got it.
Oni and Renan exploring the clay urns. As you remove the cork stoppers inside of them, you find each of them between half and 3/4 full of a fine ground black powder. If anything, it looks like black pepper. It's not quite like granular like sand, but more like a flaky dried herb that has been, pulverized into almost powder.
Hey, Hoppy, go over there and try it.
Well, it could be something that we take back to Amon's girlfriend at that apothecary place and see if she can identify it for us.
I will give Renan, because she rolled a 16 and she is.
No, I rolled the 16. Renan rolled a 3.
Oh. It's still wisdom. Wisdom 16 is pretty big. You suspect this is the criminal drug known as Stygian Lotus.
Oh.
Drugs are bad. Okay. So yeah, Hoppy, go try this.
All right. I'm gonna collect the ampules. How many are there?
24 glass, like just balls with tiny little lips on them. They look like small hand grenades.
And all of those contain the Black Lotus?
No, they're
The
empty.
Stygian Lotus?
Just the 3 ceramic urns contain a grand total. If you had to weigh it, like if you were to empty it out of the urn, you would think you'd have about a pound of ground Black Lotus.
Oh.
Okay, and three urns of Stygian Lotus. 3 Black Lotus. Okay. I'm putting those in my inventory. Is there anything else in or around the chest that has any interest, or should we put try to conceal it again and then go check out the other blacklight area?
I don't think we need to really worry about that. Covering it up.
I mean, and are we taking the babies with us to take back to that animal handler? Unless
You mean-
someone wants to
Yes.
keep one. Okay.
My new puppies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're taking the puppies with us. I like that.
They're just following me around.
Okay. Perfect. Renan is going to give Hoppy back Andy Griffin. And we're gonna.
Did
make our
Andy
way
get a
back.
meal out of the horse?
Yes.
Is there,
He was dropped there for a while.
John? Would it make any sense to grab some additional meat for him and possibly the whole leg, so we have like a horseshoe? Should we need to describe the horse?
Sure. this is my eaten leg, but this other end, you got his hoof print, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh no!
You look a lot like this.
Bring your blue light special over here.
Before I go over there, I actually want to. I'm curious.
Where are
to
you
see if I
going?
can-
Where are you
wanna
going?
I want to go up here. And see
We're
if there's
right
any
here.
writing up
Check
here.
this.
Did we actually read what was on the wall already, or no?
Well, we haven't been back up to the northern part. We already read
I mean,
this area.
Down here.
Talk
Yes.
about what Wappy saw.
Guys, let's go over here and see if there's any writing over here.
That was
Writing
just the glyph telling you that this was the correct path. It's not a literal translation so much as it is just conveying an idea, and that was that this is the right path, and that it was basically towards treasure.
And Hoppy wants to bring his light over to the unexplored area that I fell into.
As you jump over the pit, the blue torchlight has drawn an outline just outside the bounds of what was the trap. In torchlight, Hoppy, you clearly see the outline perimeter of what would have been that pitfall trap.
Wow.
Do I see any other writing over here?
In the
It's 20
on the
feet,
door
so.
to your right, like right behind Oni, there's a mark that just conveys. It's like the mark for death and danger.
Okay, and that's the wall behind Oni?
Yep.
Okay. So
Are we going toward the death and danger, or are we going to go to that other area?
The
where
death and
the
danger is the pit.
or the giant dirt
Yeah.
pile of scarabs that you're just about to wake up.
I'm gonna give them a wide berth, but can I get the thing close enough to check all the walls?
I mean, yes. The torchlight sheds light in a 20-foot radius, so 4 squares in every direction. So you can kind of see most of this whole room, I think, pretty much from where you are. The back corner behind the scarab mound might be harder to see, but the only glyph that you can see is the one that conveys the idea of death and danger over here, and then the outline of the trap here.
Okay. Well, I guess that's good enough. I'm gonna head back over.
As you depart the area, since you are the biggest and you've been trotting awfully close to that scarab mound, I'd like you to make a stealth check to try to, not kick the hornet's nest on your way out.
Yes.
Ooh, with a 7. Not very stealthy.
Tried to see the back of the room, and I guess I failed.
One lone scarab burrows its way out of the mound and makes that soft sort of clicking, chittering insectoid sound, and like walks around the perimeter of your body twice, once between your legs and once sort of just around the whole perimeter of your footprint. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw. Everybody watches from the outside as Hoppy's like perfectly frozen, holding his torch, not even smiling. Oh, that's a dexterity check, not a saving throw.
Oh, sorry.
Hopefully it gets better. Yeah. It chitters twice, walks 3/4 of the way back to the mound, and then like turns around expecting to watch the statue move, but convinced that it's just a statue, it goes back into its mound.
Yes. Well
All
done,
right.
friend.
Although the first one he farted and it knew it was him, so.
All right, I'm moving Renan over here. She's gonna hang out. No, she's gonna want to come and see, but she's just gonna be behind us to come check out this other area
I'm
that we've already cleared.
checking the walls as I can to.
As you pass both of the pitfall traps that we've found, again, the outer perimeter of the squares that were dug to make those holes glow blue in the torchlight, like brilliantly blue as a warning.
Okay.
And as you enter this room at the break where it narrows, again, you can see from here that glyph that conveys the idea of death and danger. And against the far wall here is a much larger rune that Renan found before that basically says wrong way.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Toward
And
the
then
cave.
I guess head out towards the front of the cave. And I grabbed a horse leg.
Bonus horse leg.
All right, so we found some treasure and we have 4 cubs now, but we still don't know where that thing is, right?
The circle part.
Hoppy, once you get to here, you see a glyph on the inside of this wall here that we missed previously. And it is not the number 2, but a mark that conveys like second in order. Like if you were to order things, this would be the
Okay.
second in that order.
So we need to find another cave?
At least one more.
Yeah.
Okay,
Possibly 3 more.
The princess is not in this cave.
let's do
There
it.
you go. Wah, wah, wah.
All right, so you guys have some decisions to make. You've got 4 pups in tow. You've got a cage that's got a griffin in it. Are we taking puppies with us through the rest of the cave excursion? Are you going back to town and seeing if someone wants to babysit werewolf, vampire, lichen?
Hyenas.
Where did we leave
We-
the girl?
We still have Geffen
Yeah.
And
I was
Geffen.
going to say.
and
Yeah.
Leor.
Did we leave them outside of the cave?
Yeah, they didn't want to come in. The
With
one
the
didn't.
donkeys. So we
Yeah.
could leave the pups with them if you can convince them that they're okay. Like convince the pups that those people are okay to stay with.
I convinced 3 of them, but the other one just keeps wanting to follow me.
Follow you. Okay. Do we have any? Are there any materials that we could make like a little makeshift basket or something to put them in? For them to write in? I have. Is that
That sounds like a survival task or a druid craft spell.
druid craft spell? Make us a thing.
I don't know if he has that or not, but
I don't know what a druid
Don't
craft
don't let
spell
Happy
is.
make it.
there is a there is a druid cantrip called druid craft.
I don't think I have it actually. Which is funny, you being the druid and not having that.
Oh. Okay. Amon made a pretty good survival one.
Yeah. He just asks you guys to take 5 minutes and just find a bunch of older dried, what you would look for like tinder for firewood, and then a couple of young, very supple, narrow saplings from which he's going to create some twine and cordage, and whips together a small little puppy pen.
Nice.
Guys, I've got a rope.
Amon just like, rope is for climbing. The land gives us all that we need.
Okay. So we're gonna head off and try to find the next cave. Are there any clear like paths for us to follow?
The unfortunate part that we sort of touched on earlier is that you know that these foothills are traveled often by the Jahalin. You were told before, I don't remember if you remember from last session, that there are many caverns that dot these hillsides, and that some people use them as like dead drops for things. So they sort of maybe already were aware that something illicit might have been happening in their hillsides here, but then it has the side effect of like this whole region is just A, rocky and mountainous, which is hard to find trail sign in, and B, is so frequently traveled by everything, like you have traffic going every which way but loose.
And it's still light out, right?
It is, yeah. It's
So it's
Well-
not like the blue torch would be able to give us like a path.
But if we just walked into the entrance of the things, maybe there would be another sign.
right,
There's
or
the sign.
Oni's point is like maybe we walk around with the torch lit and see if we can find any kind of guidance. Other than that, it's basically just a crapshoot of you guys exploring every single cave, or having someone trained in survival sort of map out a concentric circles grid, and us just meticulously taking the torch and looking in areas to try to find a clue or a starting point.
Because we're still looking for the monster dude, so
Well, I think there's a decent chance that this was the monster. It was reptilian, and there are some reptilian aspects to the thing we just killed.
Did we ask specifically during your nature checks if it was the serpapod that we were looking for?
Circle part.
Serpapod? We fought?
No one asked me that deliberately, but again, this is sort of like a cryptid in your world, so like it would be hard for someone definitively to say this was definitely Bigfoot, because up until the moment you hit a Bigfoot with your truck, they don't really exist. So at best guess it would be an inference, truly a guess. Amon's got a fair point though. Like this does sort of match a lot of the descriptors that the villagers gave you of the attacker that was, killing their people.
Well,
It could be a misidentification scenario.
so
that is-
We should have grabbed his head.
question, should we take the corpse back to the city because we have that one guy that was in the
Happy already took off the head. We
saw
can.
it. Oh right. Okay.
I didn't pick it up though, so we'd have to go back and pick it up.
You got the torch. Just take you a
Yeah.
minute.
I'll go pick it up, John.
Yeah, done.
Do you think that head will be enough?
I think so.
Okay.
Because you see
I
how
mean-
big this thing is? You'd remember this if it came at you. I'm just saying.
Are we actually doing this to protect
Can I
people,
use
or
it
are we
as
just
a
trying to get
puppet?
our money and get out of here?
Well, I think we're
Get our
trying to
money, get
rid
on
of
out.
Money and get out of here. But is there an incentive to try to find that second cave in case there's more treasure?
I think we've got to take care of these animals before we they start.
Take on extra stuff.
They're already multiplying. Come on.
Yeah,
we got
we've
2
got a
griffins,
lot
4
going on right now.
wolves,
Okay.
or 4 hyenas.
Next,
We
next we're gonna have 16 of something. So
I know.
I'm just saying.
we can load everything up and take it back to the town and see if this was what was attacking them. And if it wasn't, then we know that we have to come back. But maybe at that point, if we're going to come back and have to map the caverns, it might be a good idea to have Geffen take the
Yeah.
griffin back and then bring the empty cage back to us.
Hey guys, I'm feeling lucky. Can we just go check one cave?
You got the torch. All you have to do is walk into the entrance.
Is there a cave nearby, John? Can I
There are many. Do you want to like roll a 10-sided die
Sure.
to pick at random?
3 is definitely my lucky number.
1's mine.
You pick the one at the top of a peak. From the base of the valley floor here, you can see like the steep opening. It's got like a large sort of A-framed steepled slit in the mountain face there. You can see it from here, but there's like a long circuitous switchbacking path all the way up to it. You guys spend
I had to get the one furthest away, didn't I?
Of course.
you spend an hour, hiking up the trail basically until you are at the face of the mouth of the cave. Using your torchlight. Fun nod, I guess. Whilst during your journeys here, you wonder if the torch like runs on fuel and maybe you should turn it out. As soon as that thought enters your brain, the torch snuffs out. And when you go, oh shit, I didn't want that to happen, I wish it was back on,
Nice.
it ignites again with that soft blue flame.
Hey, Happy,
I'm gonna save-
can I have that? That's pretty cool. Fire.
Fire. As you approach the mouth of the cave, in the surrounding trail leading up to it, and at the perimeter of the opening, you see no blue marks, saying, "Extra treasure this way, monster over here." See?
Damn. So close.
Guys, let me step away for a moment. I'm sorry.
No,
Mom's
probably a
need
good
the
time to
first
take a break.
time. Okay.
Yeah, we can take a quick 5.
Okay.
BRB.
lights actually light. No, you can't see it. The lights actually light up, so it's from the electric light museum or electric light parade at Disneyland,
I can't.
and that was
see it.
something they did over summer. Oh,
I want to.
oh, God.
It's because your camera isn't working. I tried a full reload.
He showed us, and we all saw it, and it was amazing,
And
and the
it's
lights
amazing.
worked, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Nice.
So cool.
I'll put it on my list for the next time I go.
Well, you can't get it anymore.
Hey, I can
But
see
if you want
now.
one, I have a hookup.
I can see you now. Okay, show me.
Okay.
Oh, that is pretty amazing.
So, and he loves the fact that it has glasses and it's hot.
That's awesome.
How else would he be dressed?
Okay. Are we doing one more cave?
Sorry.
Making sure
Frame.
Zach is back.
I saw him for a minute.
Do you not see me?
No, your camera's
Oh, I don't
reflecting.
see you, but I hear you now.
Okay.
The large A-framed opened cave has no blue light special markings on it, and you are kind of at the top of the world here. As you sort of survey the world around you from this high vantage, I'd like everyone to make a perception roll, please.
I got a fever.
This is Renan. And this is me.
My perception. There we go. I'm not very perceptive. Whenever I'm looking for it.
Nice. From this vantage at one of the highest peaks of the mountain, almost an hour of switchbacking trails up, looking down sort of at the valley floor beneath you and all of the other smaller, lower ridge lines, about 300 or 400 feet to the west, so one ridge left of where you are, and 200 or 300 feet lower in elevation, you see a cave opening that's small, but it opens to the backside of the mountain. So you would have to be as high as you are now to see this opening. This is not a cave you would have been able to see from the valley floor or at any lower point in elevation.
Do we have to rappel down it, or can we walk into it?
There is a path that takes you most of the way, but then it starts switching back down towards the valley floor. There will be an element of rock climbing required to sort of laterally, hand over hand transition this way. The other option is to walk all the way down to the valley floor and then take another path up to this point, which would be, an hour each way. Or we can do a little bit of rock scaling.
Rock scaling.
Or do we just want to go? Because I just wanted to look at one.
Nah,
I wanted to
dude, this
try
is a
out my
cave.
fort.
This is a cave of a
like
cave.
A hidden cave. Let's check it out. One more.
All right, one more.
Can I use Earthwalk as a way to navigate easier?
You should be able to.
Touch nothing but the lamp. Yes, I believe that just gives you a climbing speed equal to your movement speed. Is that correct?
It says you can move across difficult terrain without expending extra movement if you are using your walking speed on the ground or a floor.
Oh no, then you have the basest baseline of Earth's ability so far, Earth shape. It doesn't give you a climbing speed, so no. The answer is, in this particular circumstance, that does you no good.
Dude,
Uh,
Earthwalk is a lame name for that then.
Well, it just means
More
like
like
if
an
it was,
Earth waddle.
it means if you were in a pit of sand, you would just walk on top of the sand where everybody else is sinking into it. Or if there were like rocky shards on the ground, everybody has to tiptoe around and move slowly. You don't care about that.
Okay.
You just unfortunately don't get a climbing speed out of it for free.
You don't get cool flaming, buddy to go around with you, unlike, my class.
I know that in the previous adventure we drunk one of the potions of climbing. Did we have a second one, or did we only buy one? I really don't remember.
Renan threw me the one that I drank.
Yeah.
What does she have? Does she have any more?
Purchased, but
I'm pretty athletic already, though.
She She has oil of slipperiness, a potion of poison. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So then the next bit of insight I'll ask for each of you, if you are trained in athletics, there are sufficient handholds and footholds here that if you are proficient in athletics, you will not need to make a check to sort of scaffold across this.
Athletics or acrobatics?
How many people are not proficient in athletics?
I think everybody.
I'm proficient.
I'm proficient.
Oh wow.
Me and Renan. We are proficient
Okay.
in acrobatics, not athletics.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Acrobatics should work too, right, John?
Not for rock climbing. No.
Oh.
Like, yeah, it's a fine line. Like, they're often used interchangeably, but like just the feat of being able to hold your body weight up with your arms is not something you can finesse your way out of.
See, I got
So-
straight 0, but I got 15 on the roll.
Okay. Draco just muses how difficult could it possibly be, and then expertly scales his way straight across the rock face.
The first is mine and the second is Renan's.
Awesome. So we don't need to come up with any kind of clever solution. All of you just rock climb the 200 feet from the edge of the ridgeline where you were across this narrow causeway to the opening that you see on the image. Landed,
We're
settled,
quite
and
talented.
dust themselves off. You know, you're looking at the calluses on your hands from a little bit of climbing, but you made it. Torch on or torch off?
Torch on!
I seriously want that.
I was gonna say that you have to the activation keyword has to be flame on because like my favorite, but because you've redubbed it the blue light special, do you have to go? Attention, Kmart shoppers!
I think you kind of need to.
Blue light special, cave 2.
Electric
Um,
Boo-Boo, let's go.
The there is a you see a glyph on the outer left edge, sort of where the cave is its whitest there. It's been sandblasted away, but the rune just to your eyes, Hoppy, looks like an arrow urging you forward. Like your mind almost sees it like pointing. You it's like a GIF to you rather than a static carving.
Guys, somebody's saying to attack the cave. We should go.
I'm gonna punch it with my sword.
I'm gonna relay that I see the arrow.
Let's go check it out.
There
Does
can't be
this
anything
one-
dangerous here. Let's go.
I've done something different with this battle map. In the last battle map, we did Fog of War, and I revealed sections. You guys are in the lower right-hand corner. You may need to swap the map around a little bit.
Mhm.
On this map, we're trying the dynamic lighting solution.
Ooh.
So everything except a small radius around your character should be black. Is that what you're seeing?
Yes.
I see a couple of
Well, I see all the way up to
Long-
here.
Offshoots.
distance. Yeah,
Right. So
I see there and there.
Meg and Zach will see farther because both of you have dark vision. Everybody else will see less because
Oh.
you see.
Oh my god, it's so cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So there will also be a moment in time where like a person might disappear from your sight. They haven't
Yes.
been lost. You're just
Oh.
you can't see them anymore because that's not where you have sightline.
This is actually really cool. I like this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Neat little feature.
So this is the other option to handle obscurity. Some people love it, some people hate it. But we'll try this spelunking adventure with the dynamic lighting setting, and you guys can tell me at the end which you prefer.
So far, this is really cool.
So you guys come in from the south. You see that the tunnel very obviously branches to the west and to the north.
Well, we had good luck.
Do I see any writing other than the arrow?
Yes, on the left side as you passed here, you see a glyph ordering this one as first.
I'll relay that to them as well.
Okay.
I got another question. Do we all see that? You know,
Uh,
with the blue light, or just him seeing it?
You see the carving in the wall of the thieves' cant, but to you it looks like meaningless chicken scratch. Just Hoppy, who's holding the torch, sees what its meaning is. Also, I guess Renan can read it because she speaks, thieves can't.
Copy.
But she's letting Happy have his moment.
Alright, so last time we went north first, and that didn't really get us anywhere. And it was the southwest that led us to the creature. So do you want to try southwest again, or do you want to try north this time?
I say just for navigation purposes, if we go straight forward as much as possible, so that way, A, we don't get lost, and B,
I
danger.
think that north is
Stop
better.
there, Oni. As soon as you step forward, Hoppy tells you, don't! I'll let you make a dexterity saving throw with advantage as the floor gives way. Hoppy could see the trap, but you were just a little bit ahead of him speed-wise. With
job.
It's high enough. It's high enough with a 19. I'll let you pick. You can either jump backwards towards Hoppy, or you can bound forward and be on the far side of the trap. Your
Roll
choice.
Forward. Yeah.
You see what you see on that side of things, Oni. Anybody else? Anybody trained in athletics can jump the gap. Anyone not trained in athletics will need to roll a 12 to jump across the pit spikes.
Jeez.
Do I see any other notifications?
You saw the trap outline, and you see against the wall here, the same their translation is colloquially pay dirt, the signal that there is treasure ahead.
Okay. So
Did you say athletics I got to roll?
Yep. If you want to jump across.
Does,
And I'm not going to. Oh, shit!
does
Oh, no.
Renan have to roll, or because she's so small, is this enough space for her to sneak through?
So this is an area where I would allow an acrobatics check instead of athletics, being so fine and dainty.
Jumping.
Yep, she's able to on her tiptoes, butt against the cavern wall, just shimmy along.
Okay.
Draco, you did not fail by 5 or more. So you start to fall, and I'm going to allow you to make a dexterity saving throw to catch the lip as you sort of fall down, banging your chin on the face, and see if you can grab a hold of something.
And I'm gonna see him falling, so I'm gonna step back and try to reach him.
He's on the south side, and you're on the
Side.
north side, so it's 8 feet apart. But he does grab the ledge carefully. Yeah, you're able to pull yourself back up on the south side if you want to, or if you want to stay dangling in the pit, that's your prerogative. But you do not get impaled by spikes.
Yay! I'll get back up on this side. And then,
Guys,
you know-
we have rope.
What are you gonna do? Pull him across?
drag me
Ow,
across.
ow, ow, ow.
Okay,
Well, I can hold it on this side. If you find something to hold it or tie it to on that side, then
I
we
guess-
can. You can hand over hand it.
I got something better. Summoning my wild fire spirit,
That's the perfect thing. So,
because he can teleport me.
why don't you cruise forward and see? I'm gonna come with you, but see if there's anything on the walls. Since you have the torch.
John.
Nothing on the walls. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
Would you like to create my
Oh, yeah, I
character,
forgot.
please?
I don't have the good one. If we get to combat, I will find you the good one. What I have for you right now.
Even just a fireball person or fiery thing.
I have this guy.
Yeah, that works. So, I summoned him, over this way. He grabs me, brings me across. He teleports. Bloop, bloop.
I got something for you, spike pit trap.
That is now my mode of transportation for this hour.
I like it.
There is no sigil on the wall, but like you saw previously, there's a large, flat capstone, a giant. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a giant slate of shale rock, twice the size of a dinner plate, that has been upturned and broken against that northern wall, but it glowed with like the, what you're seeking lies beneath, just like the cloak did in the last one. But it's been thrown against the wall and broken here, and something has excavated a large hole there, and there's nothing in the hole anymore.
All right, so that.
Somebody
treasure
stole
has
my
been
stuff.
found.
Yeah, and not by shovel, by claw.
All right.
So, do we want to go and murder hobo it up?
Now back across.
Yeah, no need to roll. If you made it the first time, whatever method you used to make it across
Actually,
the first time, you
I can
make it
take
across.
all of us across too, so
Right.
we don't need to worry.
Don't think that I wasn't thinking that. All right, so Renan's gonna hang here in the corner while we move through this new area.
Any writing?
Not so far. Here, if you can see my ping along this south
Yep.
shale wall, there is a compound glyph expressing like a complicated idea. It's a combination of watch your feet and trap, but it's like a capturing snaring trap rather than a fall to your death trap.
All right,
I'm
Hoppy,
gonna-
your thing. You need to go first since your thing sees traps.
I'm gonna let them know that's a thing, and then I'll go.
The wall to your left, to the west as you make your way around this turn there, looks like a portion of the cavern has collapsed under thousands of pounds of rock and debris. There is only a path to the north that remains. As you see your way through this narrow hallway heading to the north, Hoppy and Hoppy only make a perception roll for me. Highlighted in the blue torchlight of the blue light special, you see 3 heavy metal stakes that have been like hammered into the stone floor of this cavern, sort of, dodging like here, and here. So
I
sort
didn't
of
see
like
the second two.
here. So like, it makes like a zigzag pattern,
Got it.
zigzagging like left, right, left along the hallway there, and a few links of chain, but nothing else. You find fragments of broken chain along the floor here, but the anchors themselves remain, but no idea what was chained here. But it is no longer.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Pathway to
Roll.
the north remains.
Okay.
Hey guys,
Is-
hey guys, I see looks like legs or something up ahead.
Yeah, I see dead bodies. But I'm more interested in these rocks. Are these rocks movable?
I mean, I guess the answer is all rocks are movable.
Oh, okay. So probably not.
It seems structural to you, like a part of the natural cavern landscape. If you wanted to if it was something that you wanted to carve and make a statue out of, you could probably take chunks with you.
No, I was thinking excavate the path that was
I mean,
crushed.
yes, but it would be a labor, like not just it's displayed there as like 3 big stones, but it is much more than that, and you can tell it's heavy and well packed. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. It would just take the better part of an afternoon probably.
Okay. Do they all see that it's a collapsed tunnel, or should I explain that to them?
I think everybody can see it, probably except for Ren. I think everybody's close enough now.
Okay.
This area is a dead end due to
All right.
collapse.
I'm going to keep going forward.
Careful, like I said, there's bodies up ahead.
I see the bodies. I see the traps. Are the traps sprung, or are they?
No, so everybody, I think, probably can see them now. There are 2 corpses ahead of you to the north. There's old, dried, congealed blood pooled around them, and there are 3 bear traps, heavy duty bear traps that are just hanging out kind of in plain sight in a V-shaped formation, just as the northern cave widens into a larger area. No effort was made to like obfuscate them or hide them. They have lengths of chain link that seem like they were maybe supposed to have been tethered to those anchor points at some time in their lifespan.
Do they look like they've been triggered?
Relocated. They do not. They are presently armed.
Does Renan have the ability to spring the traps? I'm not sure. If
You
that's
want
a
to?
rogue thing. Well, I don't want us to.
Anybody can with a stick. You don't need to.
But usually,
Do
if you got something like that, there's probably something big here, and there's bodies right here. So maybe it's good to keep them prepped. Just watch our feet.
To answer your question directly, yes, anybody can trigger a trap. Renan is uniquely capable of probably disarming them so that they can't be stepped in accidentally. And I think probably on the Dark Vision folks, but in the northwest corner of this map, there's also like a kingly mound of bones. Some animal, some humanoid. Looks like something's been building a collection here for a little while. As you guys move further into the room, I'll ask everyone to stop moving at this point. Hoppy, from here, you get that deep foreboding sense that something is watching you. You can't place it, and you can see most of the room, but as you touch the bodies to make sure like they're dead, doing sort of like your due diligence, you can hear like a soft whispering hiss in your ear. And you can smell death. It wasn't present before, but now it feels like it's all around you. Not from the corpses, but from something that is itself, death or death adjacent.
I'm going to jump back from the dead bodies. And I'm going to tell them that I felt something in my ear.
Like
But we don't see
sound?
it. He just heard it. Did we all hear it or just him?
Just him.
Are you going to elaborate what you felt in your ear?
I heard a hiss. There must be a snake here.
A sneaky snack.
Nicky snack.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Well,
Are
a
we allowed
sneaky
to
snack.
move now?
If you want to.
I'm gonna tuck Renan in this corner behind this trap, so
Okay.
that if something jumps on her, hopefully it gets hit. And I'm gonna come in more into the room with Hoppy and see if anything.
Okay. Oni, as you step farther into the space, can you see the northeastern corner of the map?
I can see what looks like a broken jumble of treasure and some kind of black box.
There's a beautifully ornate treasure chest that's got like mechanical gearwork all over the top of it. It's big and heavy and honestly one of the finer things you've seen in a cave in your adventuring life. And next to it is just a smattering of like catch-all. It's the flotsam and jetsam of adventuring equipment. You see weapons, you see baubles, you see some coin, you see jewelry, you see art objects, you see, mixed around like nothing that matters, like firewood and like the remains of food scraps. And
I'm gonna
It's like
point
if-
it out to the group and suggest that if something has collected these items here, it's likely going to protect them. So be careful and ready a defensive posture.
Hey, what's this over here?
Go stand on it.
it's a giant
Puppy.
it's a giant area of dirt that has been like unsettled. Something like dug or recently like was rolling around in it. It's disturbed earth.
Guys, careful. There may be scarabs or something over here.
Oni, you're the closest. Like Hoppy explained to you, you also hear in your ears, and you're suddenly struck with the compulsion, the idea that treasure is yours. You like treasure. You've worked hard all day. There's no reason that shouldn't be yours. Why don't you go ahead and take it? I'd like you to make a charisma saving throw.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, though. I have worked really hard for everything that I have, and I know... Oh, I still had advantage on. I know that nothing comes for free, and so while my mind might be telling me that, my mind is also telling me, I don't know about that. But I don't know that a 9 charisma save is going to get that.
It's not. Unfortunately, despite your disciplined mind,
Weak people disciplined mind.
you rationalize it as like, well, that's all we need to pay Hoppy's way out. Like you and you alone have just solved this entire mission. You just go over there, collect your winnings, we pay for Hoppy's freedom, and we're on to the next thing.
Let's do
Bickety bam.
loot. It's a bad idea.
I'm gonna
Don't
go
do it.
with her.
Don't do it, don't do it.
As Hoppy enters, Hoppy, you are similarly compelled by a sense of greed. Avarice takes your character, and the soft serpentine whispers in your ear suggest not only that you too should come and claim your treasure, it subtly suggests that Oni might be taking more than her fair share. Perhaps you should stop her. I'd like you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh! No. Don't fight me.
He wants that treasure.
Hoppy will move towards the treasure, and just you both are sort of like doing the sibling thing of counting things into discrete piles. That these are everything on the left here is my pile, and then
It's
Oni's
okay.
got her
We're
pile
gonna
on
do
the
the
right.
Halloween candy trade where we each pick up, separate it in half, and then we negotiate trades of different pieces of treasure until we have what
It's-
we want.
It's a thing.
It's a
it's-
thing.
It's not coming to blows yet, but like there are those occasional glances, like when Mark takes like this jeweled goblet of like from drinking fine wine out of like Oni like eyes him like, "Ooh, you motherfucker." And there's obviously jealousy between you two. Like every time one of you gets a good thing, the other one thinks that should have been theirs. And for the moment, you are obsessed with the idea of treasure. Timeout, flag on the play.
I need to go pick up Logan at the church around the corner in about 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm sorry to do this.
No worries.
It'll only take about 10 minutes.
Sure.
Can we? I can
Someone
keep
else
going
can
for about
pilot your character.
5 more minutes. Can you pilot
Yeah.
my character, somebody?
For sure.
Thanks. It's pretty easy. He's really dumb.
Whilst you guys are counting your treasure, do Amon, Renan, or Draco, I'll give each of you like one turn since they're busy counting shit. Is there something you guys would like to do while they're arguing over divvying up the treasure?
I'm asking, hey guys, what's going on? Trying to get their attention. Like they seem to be ignoring us. It seemed like.
I'm just concerned, so I'm just gonna kind of take a look around the room. I can't see very far, so I can't really see where they are or what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna kind of move around a second and just get a lay for the room. Did you say that the treasure was in the back right corner? Or the-
north?
there was some stuff-
like up and to the right.
Okay, but there's nothing really in this back, like
You're standing-
northwestern.
You're sitting near like a giant like orgy of bones, like someone
Okay.
who has eaten many chicken wings and has made a trophy pile on their to-go plate. Like this is just a huge mound of bones that have been stacked meticulously, almost like they're proud of it. A victory
Victory
pile,
pile?
if ever there was one. Yep.
I'm gonna check out the bodies a little bit more. Like, did it look like they were attacked, or they were attacking?
There are signs that they have drawn weapons. The unfortunate truth is it looks like it did them very little good. They have been ripped apart, but each of them also has 2 very broad, piercing wounds along their carotid artery, like right below the neckline there, between the nape of the neck and the jawline.
Like the hangman.
Right.
Yep.
It's puffy and swollen, and there are like all the arteries that lead from those punctures are like the veins are black and raised against the skin.
Okay.
I'm
gonna pull out my.
cut off their heads.
If that's what you want to do with your turn.
Yeah, do that, please.
I'm just like, I've been sketchy since we've been in this room, and since Draco pointed out the same wounds as I'm investigating, I come over and look, and I just don't like the look of it. So I'm just gonna take out my sword and chop off a head.
Okay. It's easy enough to do. You take the long white-haired man's head clean off of its shoulders. It offers very little resistance. Something about his bones were almost like soft, kind of gooey. It came off too easy, and there's no blood. Even though they're recently dead, it's all congealed in kind of a gooey mess.
Hey guys,
Gross.
I think we need to get ready because the mound, over here, I don't have a good feeling about it.
And does Renan want to take any action?
She does. So she'd be curious both about the treasure and about what's going on with Oni and Hoppy.
I don't think she could see the treasure from where she's at, can she? Does she have dark vision?
She does not.
Well, it's weird because, yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know how far she can see because I'm seeing as Oni would on my screen.
Yeah.
And she can see everything. So well, if she doesn't know where we are, then maybe she wouldn't move because she's not going to
I'm
leave
worried.
safety.
I have a torch on.
The blue torch special.
Yeah, so she should be able to see like Mark and that area
Okay.
and Oni. She can see the pouting kids making their piles of ill-gotten gains.
Yeah, I feel like she would probably want to go and check it out, but I think because
John,
she's,
can you pilot me? I'll be right
Yep.
back.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
I think because she's so small, maybe she would come over here by Amon and so that she could potentially use those bodies as cover for hiding if necessary, and try to call out to Oni and see if she gets any response.
Well, we got the pile of bones over here. Got a big pile of bones.
So that's what she's doing. She's going to be crouching down so that she has a little bit of cover in this weird mass of dead bodies. And she's going to call out to them. Do we respond at all? Who's piloting Hoppy?
I am. I got him.
Okay.
Alright. Everybody's had a turn, basically. I'd like everyone to roll initiative now, please.
Wait, did they respond at all or no?
Did who respond?
Renan called out to Ani and Hoppy to see.
Oh, no. If anything, it just forces you guys, Oni and Hoppy, to argue louder to make sure the other one hears, to make sure that they don't touch your things. And when voices come from the other side of the cavern, you both stop for a minute and agree on one singular point, that this is already claimed treasure, that they'll need to find additional treasure somewhere else.
Okay.
Me and my ones. I love it, my ones.
I forgot I'm supposed to be Hoppy. Renan is the first in order here. Is there anything she'd like to do preemptively, or do you want to just...
No,
dodge, or
she's gonna sit in it and be on defense until she knows what's going on, because she's really not
Is-
sure. You know,
Is there anything that's happened that's caused us to roll initiative?
just that everybody feels on edge. Everybody has that sense that something is watching them, and a thing is about to happen. But due to her,
when she didn't get a response from Oni and Hoppy, I think that was a red flag for her, and she went back to her area right next to the trap, so that she could make sure that she was in a safe and defensible location. And she's just gonna
okay, is she taking the dodge action?
hunker down and dodge.
Okay. On initiative 16, a giant creature shimmers into existence like the opalescence of like heat off of the sands. A giant humanoid reptilian cat appears right in front of Amon and is going to attempt to bite and claw him. I will
Huzzah.
make 2 bite attacks.
Protect your cub. We don't know what its name is yet.
I think 1 hit, 1 miss, 10 points of piercing damage. Its fangs sink deeply into you, and you can feel this sort of like hot streaming sensation as some kind of liquid is forced into your body.
Ugh. Damn it.
For right now, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Yes, please.
Trying to remember where that is.
Just below or just to the right of the the 6 stats upper left-hand corner. Should be all 6 saving throws in a little box below proficiency bonus.
Oh, yeah. And which one did you say? Dexterity?
Constitution.
Constitution.
Nice. Amon being the just consummate outdoorsman and survivalist, quickly as soon as he's able to push the creature off of him, starts rubbing the veins, pushing them towards the injection site, and this thick green caustic fluid seeps out of the open wounds, and that burning sensation in your veins dissipates, going away. May have saved your life.
Damn.
The Serpapard has made its presence known. It is Hoppy's turn. In the presence of watching his allies be attacked, he's allowed to make an additional charisma saving throw at the start of his turn to snap out.
baby.
He does not, and finds that counting gold is
birdie.
more important to him just now.
By far.
It is Amon's turn.
Oh.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark. I'm not sure if that's a bonus action or a
It's a
normal
bonus
action. Okay. And then I'm going to attack with my short sword.
The 11 misses, unfortunately.
Zah.
It's so very, very fast as you slash at it. It's just bobbing and weaving and dodging. You notice that its neck is like this serpentine coiled mess, so it is got the body of a lithe cat, like a leopard, but its neck is this super long serpentine thing that ends in a hooded cobra mouth with cat-like fangs. Oni, you also hear the cry to battle in the back of your head. I'd like you to make a charisma saving throw at the start of your turn to give up your pursuit of avarice and answer the call to battle.
Jesus.
That is a bummer.
Gold is gold. Come on now.
Make money, money, make money, money. Draco, it's your turn. I will also, since this is the first time we are encountering an enchantment like this, that kind of stuporous enchantment effect is almost always broken on damage. So if they are having a hard time
You throw something at them,
Right.
get their
yeah.
attention. Okay. At the moment, though, I think I need to help Amon. So I'm going to do a Scorching Ray. Cast Scorching Ray at the dude.
Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. Zap.
That's 1. 2. 3. Then have my little guy here do flaming seed attack as well.
That
There you
hits
go.
For 4 fire.
It got scratched. It all that,
Yeah.
and he got a little scratch.
Yeah, now he's just angry at you.
Shit.
It's Renan's turn. What do you think Renan would do?
Does she know? Well, she won't be able to reach them anyway because she can't see them, right? But she can see the giant glowing thing.
The giant glowing thing. Yeah, yes. I
Okay.
understand what you're saying.
She's
And
gonna,
Happy has his torch on too, or did.
she's
Mhm.
gonna do a short attack. Not with a 1.
Uh-oh,
Sorry,
and we get to
I
see...
accidentally shoot Draco's manifested guy.
Roll D100, please.
Oh no!
Oh, that sucks.
Oh no! What did I do?
Your missile attack startles allies nearest your target. I can perform an attack of opportunity against any ally within melee range. So you shot so close to Amon, he was like, the fuck, and has to duck and dodge,
Oh no!
which he doesn't realize means he's cowered before the Serpapard that will attempt to capitalize on that weak position
I'm so sorry.
with a claw attack.
Uh,
And he hits for 12 points of slashing damage.
Jeez.
Fucking brutal. Would Renan like to do anything else?
Do you have a healing potion, or do I need to throw you one from her inventory?
I don't have one.
Okay, I'm gonna throw him. Hold on, what does she got? No, she doesn't have one either.
Shit.
She has the sage and hibiscus, the oil of slipperiness, a potion of poison, and that fancy weapon that we took off of that other body. Damn it. Alright, I guess she's not doing anything else.
Am I dead?
You are not, but we're
no,
about to
you're
kill
at full
Amon
health.
because you and I can't get our shit together.
Sorry, I'm on.
Well, you're not the one that shot him.
Yeah, Renan. Rude.
I'm gonna tell Michelle that she killed me.
I mean, you're not dead yet, but she did not contribute to the success of this particular
I do
adventure.
not have a chance to get out of the way right now.
The good news is, well, two things. The Serpapard has a 15-foot reach because of its elongated serpentine neck, and since it was just burned by Draco, he's going to do 2 bite attacks against Draco without moving.
Jesus. Hey, big boy.
For 23 points of damage.
Ooh.
They both hit, I believe, right?
I got armor class of 11. So
We're learning a valuable lesson about what happens when we don't have our heavies.
I got a 1. Still alive. Early.
Alright, Hoppy, if Mark, you're back,
Mark,
I need you
gotta
to
get
make
on
a
concrete.
charisma saving throw. You can see your team, your family is, well, your new friends are dying. I'd like a charisma saving throw with advantage. Nice. You snap out of it
Thank God.
in time to see the Serpapard has just bitten Draco twice and is about to rend asunder Amon. They've been holding the fort down for God knows how long. You just see the failure in your hands as you're counting coins, and instead you grip your sword and
run at it, rage, and attack it with my beating stick.
Nice your horns. Gore it.
Nice.
And miss.
I got two feelings here. You shouldn't have had advantage, but you also rolled a critical, and I don't want to lose that. So I would fudge this if I had a DM screen, and unfortunately you guys get to see it. Go ahead and just roll your critical damage. Sorry, you rolled your critical damage, 17 points, but give me the thing on the table.
The thing on the table, what?
A D100 for critical hit fail.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to say that that attack hit. We're not in a position to lose access to a
Okay.
critical hit.
Yeah! Do this!
You're right on the cusp between two options, and I think one might be better than the other, so I'm going to give you the option of either, Mark, and you let me know what you'd rather do. Your senses heighten, and you become aware of all the threats around the battlefield, which gives you the dodge action for free after your attack, which means attacks made against you until the start of your next turn are made with disadvantage. Or, where did it go? Your attack is so powerful it knocks the target over, making the Serpapard prone.
Knock it over.
Because then it has to stand up before it can attack.
We'll put him prone, and the universal sign for prone is, of course, this wrench.
Would that allow
Wait.
Amon to step back without an attack of opportunity?
You can attack from prone, but melee attacks from prone are made with disadvantage. So he'll roll twice and keep the lesser of the two results.
GTFO, Amon.
And Hoppy's done with his turn, because that was a mover bonus and an action. It is a monster.
Bye.
And I'm out.
Alright.
I still have Hunter's Mark, so I'm gonna use my bow to get off a shot while I'm hobbling backwards.
And take your shot first, and then I'll make my attack.
And then do I do an additional d6 for Hunter's Mark?
You do. You can roll that separately. I think if you click on Hunter's Mark again, it will roll the damage.
Oh.
Ooh, maximum value.
Nice.
Alright, now his disadvantaged bite attack. 9 misses. His serpentine head tries to like snap at you like a cobra as you disengage to run, but Hoppy just stomps on its neck, so its bite like falls just short of Amon's face. And then he gets that killer shot off. Oni, it's your turn. I'd like you to make a charisma saving throw with advantage, as you feel the call to battle unerringly drawing you into the conflict. 14 is plenty good. You may take your turn. Casting off the Shroud of Greed and Avarice, what do you want to do?
Position myself between the mob and Riku. And get some smashing in. I did that with advantage still on, but it was a 14
So,
for the first hit.
before you roll anything else, two things to consider.
Yep.
First is that I'll let you choose. Attacking a prone opponent in melee gives you the attacker advantage, so we can say that that was attack 1 and you rolled 2 14s, both of which are, I mean, so the best is a 14 and you miss. So roll again with the offhand attack, but make sure you have advantage turned on.
Oh, damn it, I turned it off.
So just
I'll
hit,
do it again.
yeah.
I am
Damn.
so irritated that I was out for the last 2 rounds of combat that I missed both times.
That is a huge bummer. If your intention is to like draw the ire of the snake too, I'd like you to make a performance check.
Well, I could also do an action search since we had the short rest, so I got my action search back.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do that.
Do it.
And I still get to do it with advantage.
Yes, ma'am. As long as he's prone.
Hey, one hit.
Nice.
I'll take it. I poke it in the butt, send its facing. Happy.
Okay.
I
Poke it right in his pooper.
No, just like the butt cheeks, just.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like
No.
you're gonna get this
And
weird.
now you have a big
Checking his
a-hole.
oil. Just checking the oil.
All right, Draco, it's your turn.
Move
Hey.
away! Get you a
Uh,
safe distance.
I'm good with this at the moment. I'll do, where is it? Okay, Flaming Sphere. I'll do that. Boop. That's my Flaming Sphere. I know, John. You'll trade that out for me. There you go. It won't let me get rid of it. There you go. So, Flaming Sphere, and that is this guy here. Boop.
Boop. Oh damn, that's a lot of damage. Oh, I don't have disadvantage. So I take half of 12, which is 6. Do you want to move?
Now I'll have my little dude. What's the furthest part from here? Let's see. That I can still see.
Where's the farthest away I can be?
And he teleports me over here. Boop.
Hey Siri, what's the farthest distance I can be from a serpapard?
There you go. That's a little better.
Fair enough. Start of round 3, Renan.
I am just so excited to see our friends all back in the fray again. And I'm going to try to hit it with a short bow from where I am. Advantage? Because it's still prone?
So not with a ranged attack, unfortunately.
Oh. Hey!
That hits.
And that's it. Still tucked away in the corner so that it can't see me.
Should she not be applying sneak attack?
Probably. Sure. Let's pretend that I applied sneak attack. So an extra 2d6.
Yes, please.
Technically, if it's in melee, doesn't it always add sneak attack?
Hey!
Nice. Bonus 11 damage. The requirement for sneak attack at range is that an ally has to be in melee with it, and as long as she's within 60 feet and there's an ally in melee, she gets sneak attack. Alright, and then at the start of my turn, it is still adjacent to the Flaming Sphere, so it's going to take 2d6 of fire damage. Do you want to roll that? Oh, Dad, you can do it. Okay, I'll do it.
That's that, right?
What's that?
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Well, I was saying you could roll the fire damage if you want to, but I just
Oh,
rolled it up.
sorry.
One
The
of
music I had up a little bit louder, so I'll turn that down a little bit.
And it's my turn now. I'm going to make, let's see, 2 claw attacks. One on Hoppy, one on Oni.
Did you
Sorry about that. I was into the music.
Ponies is at disadvantage.
Oh, right, because the Guardians. He
Yeah.
uses 15 of his movement speed to stand up. And we'll make 1 normal attack against Hoppy and a disadvantaged attack against Oni. Oh my god! What a digit! I gotta roll a fumble. Oh, that's gonna suck. Like I haven't looked at the table yet to memorize like what the worst ones are. That is not a good one.
Killed itself.
Oh, that sucks.
For him, right? Not us. For him.
Not
Yes,
us.
him.
It's a critical fail on its part.
Good.
What'd your big bad do? After it almost killed 2 of our party members.
Oh,
Bite himself.
their flavor text is missing what you thought was a critical blow causes me to panic. I end my current turn right now. I move to the bottom of the initiative order, and I'm surprised until the end of my next turn.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you are.
Okay. Hoppy, it's your turn. Completely dazed and disoriented for my own attack.
I'm gonna hit it with my hitting stick.
Yep.
He should be part of our party, I'm telling you. He's just good.
Roll one more time to check a critical hit because you have advantage against a surprised opponent.
One more time damage.
Just roll another attack. You hit and you're going to do that 9 damage, but check and see if it was going to be a critical because you have technically advantage, so you roll twice.
Got
So
it.
9 points. He's on his last leg. Maybe Amon can seal the deal.
Only got one. He's a snake.
Snake really got pots. Unfortunately, a 9 misses. In his like bopped head stupor, he's just too fluid and languid for you to pin him down just now. Do you want to take any other actions?
I'm sorry, John. I didn't take my bonus action, and I can do hammering horns.
Okay.
So I want to do that really quick because I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Nope, you're gonna take him to exactly 1 hit point.
You lead him.
It's the golden Lee if ever there was one. Oni, perhaps you get the kill then? You get 2 attacks with advantage. That's basically 4 20-sided dice. You need one of them to come up a 15 or better. There it is.
Alright.
You called it, John.
9 slashing damage, and it only had 1 hit point left. I'm going to go straight
Slash his
for
head
the
off?
neck and pop the head right off.
Yeah, it's like serpentine nature makes it kind of look like a silly giraffe now as it's dying. Hold on one second, the dogs are barking. It flails about wildly, sort of spraying this thick, viscous green stuff everywhere. Eventually, it's dead. The head just keeps trying to like bite, severed from its body, and the neck and tail still coil, even though it's dead. The Serpapard has been vanquished.
So
Good, because I was very close to being vanquished.
And
Yes,
it has been relieved of its head.
that is an important note.
you guys, I'm gonna have to jump off. My son is acting very lethargic, and I'm gonna have to check his blood sugar levels and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to.
Should we just wrap up here so that we can do treasure and stuff at the beginning of next turn? At the next session?
That's fine with me, but it's fine with you guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do we want to finish treasure right now? I mean, that's all we're doing. We'll just get
And then,
him what he needs.
I'm okay either way. I just gotta go.
okay,
All right,
bye.
thanks,
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Later.
See ya.
You guys decide. I don't know if you want to vote or just.
Let's
So
just.
wait till everyone else is here. I mean, might as well. That way we can all get the spoils of war.
Yeah, but my thought is that's like 20 minutes of gaming, and after not doing it for
And I
2
guess
weeks.
if we park ourselves where everybody can get a long rest, if we make it safely back to town.
Yeah, that would be my preference because I'm out of rages.
Or
So
at least outside.
yeah. yeah.
All right. The chest has a complication to it, so we're committing to doing the treasury things now.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
We want to clear this area and get out so we can get everybody to
Okay.
a safe place to rest and heal up.
Oh, hold on. I have to also share my newest download with you guys for combat music. Let me know what you think.
That one's pretty killer, actually.
I found it on a free spot. It's called Anime Battle. Next time we do a boss fight, that's what we're going to listen to. All right.
Apparently, my chair rolls better to the right than to the left, so.
It's important to know these things. All right. Before we get to the treasure, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast it at my healing spirit thing, so that way Amon and I can actually get some health.
Okay.
Seems
So-
good.
So
That's
you want me to
5d6.
Open Amon's-
1d6.
Let me get Amon's character sheet.
Do you want to heal yourself to where you want to, Zach, and then just throw the rest at Amon?
Sure. That what was it? I forget.
I think
How
you
many of
get
those?
5 total castings.
Yeah. So, first one I got 5. Type in roll. Oh crap! I just closed the window accidentally. Give me a moment. One d6. Okay, I'm gonna take 3 of them total. So I healed myself up to 11. I'll give him the other 2.
Okay.
And he got 6.
Nice.
Okay. So he's up to 10 now.
Mhm.
That should be enough, unless you want me to use one of his hit die. He's got 3.
Might as well.
Let's do it.
All right. Do you want to examine the treasure chest, or do you want to sort of inventory the
Let's inventory
the pile of
Inventory
crap?
the junk first.
Inventory the pile first, yeah.
And I also want to search the bodies, make sure they don't have any rings or necklaces or.
The 2 humanoid corpses that were decapitated have like traveler's clothes. The bracers are intact. Like there's nothing that screams out to you as like this is very obviously valuable or important. If you wanted to be like traditional murder hobos and just take everything back, you could strip the corpses of their clothing. There might be some, small copper piece values to them.
Nah.
Where Oni is now at the giant trash pile, this seems to have been something that Serpapard was kind of like hoarding. It's a combination of things that have material value to you and things that have material value to it. Leftover food bits are garbage you don't want. Like weirdly shaped bits of wood are things you don't care for. Oh, look, a golden chalice, thing you want. Couple of gold coins, thing you want. Weird leather scraps, not a thing you care about specifically. A hollowed out gourd that it was obviously using as some kind of like rattle plaything, not a thing you care about. It takes a while for you to sort of like piecemeal all these things out. And I would like someone, whoever has like the best keen eye for merchandise, make a wisdom check to sort of appraise the pile of keepers.
Probably the thief.
She's only
I
got a
think-
wisdom of 1. I also have a wisdom of 1, so that's Renan. And this is Oni. Oop, shit.
And that's happy.
Consensus between Happy and Oni is you guys think you've got about 300 to 400 gold, probably. If you could find someone who wanted to buy all of the shit you've deemed keepers from this pile, it would be dozens of transactions. But you think between raw gold and sellable assets that are keepers, you would ballpark it, low end 300, high end 400 goldish there. We'll have to wait until we get back to town to sell that stuff and see what kind of actual monetary value we get out of it.
Since-
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
In that pile, you found a total of 85 gold coins, or 85 gold worth of currency, like actual legal tender.
We needed that.
And then, like I said, somewhere between $300 and $400 if you can fence everything that's there. That'll just have to be a wait and see.
Are you guys okay with me putting the 300 to 400 gold worth of cave treasure into Renan's inventory since she's got a bag of holding to sell later? And then what do you think about just splitting the 85 gold? Because I think we all went broke buying stuff. So how much
I think that's a good.
does that?
There's 5 of us, so 20, 20, 25.
Nailed it. If you can put it on Renan's sheet as cave
I
keepers,
put it as cave treasure and then in parentheses
Sure.
approximately 300 to 400 G.
perfect. That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. How much gold am I adding to their inventories?
Was it 85 gold? Right?
Calculator and get a.
It's 17 each, basically. If it's 85, right? That's what
Yep.
we said.
17 each. I put 17 in a month. 17 in mine and 17 in.
The real question is, could we get 86 if we... Well, no. I guess that would go into the keepers.
And then before you in the corner here is that elaborate, super ornate chest.
Is that something that Thieves' Tools might be able to open?
I'm going to check this area with the torch.
Okay.
As Hoppy brings the torch close by, and the torchlight casts on the surface of the chest, 3 sets of mechanical gearwork, sort of like the cogs in a clock, begin to spin and sputter, and a circular portion, like the top. Sorry, I'm having a hard time describing it. A dinner plate-sized circle on the top of the bowed section of the chest flips upside down, revealing what looks kind of like a keypad, a bit like this.
Ooh.
And the torch also reveals to Hoppy and Hoppy alone, but I'm assuming he can recount it. I'll just post it in chat in case you guys want to reread it, as sometimes you do with these sorts of things. That's the glyph translation from the torch of Blue Light Special. Renan tells you that these kinds of mechanical safety measures are done to safeguard exceedingly valuable treasure, but we should be careful because an incorrect input here could likely destroy the box and everything in it.
Per column, 15 per row.
So before we get much further into this, everybody's got their brains sputtering. The numbers on the side of the 2 sides in the top should be draggable by anybody. First, make sure that you can touch a number and drag it onto a place like this.
Yeah.
Second question that I have for you guys is this is the first time we're doing a puzzle as a group. I have done puzzles a number of different ways with varying degrees of success. I think the 2 best ways are what I would call collaborative, which is just you guys talk it out and share ideas, and each of you can manipulate the numbers, the tokens, as much as you would like. The other is what I've called competitive in the past, where each of you makes an intelligence check. The highest intelligence check goes first, and that person gets 60 seconds for their turn to solve the puzzle. Then I reset the pieces, and the next person with the next highest initiative order basically goes. Some people like to have a puzzle that they do themselves that like they don't feel like they want to be cooperative. What sounds better to you guys?
Honestly, I think doing it as collaborative, right? Because we would be discussing it.
I think so too. The other group that I primarily play in, we have a couple of very heady people who are, I will solve this, please don't touch my pieces kinds of people.
Gotcha.
So feel free to discuss and manipulate the numbers, representing you changing the number on each of the dials.
Right.
And when you
So-
think you have a solution, let me know.
We can change it on here until you.
We give it
Okay.
the
So if we put all the numbers in, you're not going to like. We have to tell you that we're ready.
Right, there's like an L-shaped handle on the lid of the drawer. Like that'll be the I'm done. You turn that handle 90 degrees clockwise, and then the lid opens, or you destroy the chest and everything inside.
Okay.
Yeah, probably want to switch those, huh?
Yeah, you think? This is wrong.
Yep. That's wrong, because the number has to be 15.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
So that would go over there. That would go.
Okay.
So there should be a 9, 8, and 7 in each row, because 9 plus 8 and 9 plus 7 would be more than 15.
So you could
So,
swap the.
I think
four
they need to be.
But see, it also says diagonally
be
the same as so. Yep.
So
The
your
diagonal
middle
can't be it.
row right now has 17, and your bottom row has 13. So we know for sure
13.
that like the 4 and the 6 have to be swapped to make those two work, and then we need to look at the diagonal. And
8
we
plus
know
7,
for
that's
sure-
15. 8 plus 7, that's 15. 10 plus 5,
Okay,
that's
but this
15.
doesn't work.
So now
Maybe
we've
this
got
way?
the. Hold on. No. Don't. Ow!
See, I told you, some people get particular. If at any point in
We
time
got 15
we hit like
in each
a,
row. Now we just need to figure out the columns.
if we get to a point where you guys want a clue, I'm happy to have like in character make intelligence checks to see how smart your character would be, and then I can give you guys like a clue or a fixed point based on intellect. Let me know if we get to a point where this is frustrating or you would like to just be moving along faster than you are.
If it's just the three of us, I don't think we care so much.
Yeah.
I'm not crucial on time today. Are you guys?
No.
John?
I have another D&D game at 1, but that's it.
So we still got so the rows are all 15. Now the columns, this first one is 15. The second one is 8 plus 7 is 15. 8 plus 7 is 15. So now we've got 15 in
We can
each row and each
Sudoku
column.
stuff.
In case you didn't know, I like live by Sudoku. That's like my favorite puzzle.
But
thing.
diagonal also has to count, and the 9,
Yes.
8, 7 is not 15.
Okay.
That's the
Diagonal
only thing that
has to
isn't.
count.
Everything else
Yes.
is. You even have it going diagonal from bottom left to upper right. We just don't have it from upper right to bottom left.
Okay. So.
Yeah, something like that would work closer.
We're closer, but we're not there. That's 15. That's 12.
I'm gonna have Renan roll an intelligence check.
Well, that's really good. She's got a keen mind for puzzles. Renan is very intelligent. You tell me any one square you want that's not the center square, and I'll tell you what the correct tile is in that square.
Give us the upper right, upper left. Yeah, where the one is presently.
The upper left-hand corner is now correct.
So that's 15, that's 15, that's 15, that's 15, that's 15.
Hey! Does that do it?
Nope, one of the diagonals is only 12.
Hold on. I'm working on it.
With my 3-point bonus tile.
Okay, I'm going to roll my intelligence check.
Sure.
Don't make Hoppy roll his intelligence check.
There.
18 is also good. Anything except the center tile, and I would not pick upper left because we already know that one.
I'm thinking. Do where the one is.
Lower left.
Lower left.
Lower left is now correct.
Okay, so we need to reorganize this
Does a
vertically.
12 get us a third number?
Sure.
Okay, what do you guys think about me asking where the 3 is for that location? Because we don't know anything on the right-hand side, or is it better to get a diagonal? Like the 7 or the 4?
No, go ahead and get whatever you think will be helpful.
Well, maybe the diagonal is going to be better.
Yeah.
Let's go 7. Tell us what's in the 7 spot.
Where upper right hand should be.
Where
Upright,
7
yeah.
currently is, yeah.
I think this solves the puzzle. Stop helping. Yep,
13,
I think that's it.
15. No, it's not. There's 14 in the middle row.
And 16 in the top. Oh no, I have my numbers wrong. Hold on.
15.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's very close.
8. Okay, so this is 8 or 15, 15, 5, 15, 8, 5, 4.
It's this, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Boop, boop, boop.
We did
That
it!
is-
We're so smart.
Yay!
We only needed to cheat 3 times. That's all.
It's not
Okay,
Yep, your
Hoppy's
character's
gonna
really
roll
smart.
his intelligence check.
Yeah, get it,
Says
Hoppy.
-1 guess anything.
And it closes!
Too late. Hoppy smash. The dial recesses into the hood. You can hear like dozens of gears now mechanically lock into place. Things shunt, and you can hear like something spring-loaded rapidly. Spools up super high or super fast, and like a mechanical like aircraft cable filament retracts from all along the perimeter of the square shape of the box until all of the plates that form the tessellated shape of the chest fall apart, leaving dozens of metal plates and a spring coil on a machine gear having all fallen apart. And sitting on the base plate is just is stacks on stacks on stacks of carefully mounted gold coins. There are 1,200 gold coins neatly stacked.
Yay!
Cha-ching.
Yeah. Okay, are we splitting that 5 ways?
Yes, 3 ways. Sounds good.
To the victors go the spoils.
How much did we need to buy Hoppy's freedom?
1,500.
Boy, we are almost there.
Yeah.
That's 240 gold apiece.
That was fun. I like that. That was a good puzzle.
You just like the spoils.
No, I love puzzles. That's my thing. I
Well-
would have gotten it too if it wasn't for you meddling
Meddling kids. Yeah.
rollers.
Renan, as a member of the Shadow Society, is also pretty confident that this chest itself is kind of a mastercraft piece. That it would take someone with skill to be able to reset the gears, but that it itself is probably worth, 50, 60 gold. Even if it was just in pieces, maybe more if you could get it rebuilt as a functioning chest. So that if you wanted to lug the heavy components around, it itself
Or in a
has
bag of
value.
holding.
Bag of holding.
What do I put it in as Mastercraft chest? Or Master
Clockwork chest.
Yeah, lockbox.
Lockbox. To sell. Okay. Sweet.
I guess to repair and use if you guys ever needed a lockbox or something.
There you go.
Or
We would get
to
our own
sell
fort.
Or
The,
repair.
the magic is now inert, but they're all made with a glyph of fireball inside, so that if the incorrect combination is entered when the handle is turned, it just detonates, destroying everything inside the vault.
Okay.
So it's like one of those things where, like, if you need to have a thing
Or
that
nothing.
needs to be safe or doesn't exist, it's not a bad way to go.
Alright, are we going to power of imagination our way out of this cave and collect our people outside and our pups and head back?
Just really quick, I want to just check this corner, make sure there's nothing over here.
No additional glyphs. You crunch all over the bone piles carelessly. The raised dirt area is nothing. In a world, a little inside baseball here since we're basically done with the session. In a world where you killed the Serpapard too easily, or no one got the Avarice Charm, I was going to have something emerge from there, but that wasn't necessary.
Nope, it
Just
was
two
a
of you.
it was a jerk.
No, it was sure.
Two of you got greedy, and then the rest of you got fucking face rolled. So
But my loot!
All right. Then
yeah,
I
we'll
guess-
put us back into town-ish. For now, you guys can get the long rest and reset spells and HP and hit dice and class abilities to maximum. But I'd like to wait and do shopping and selling until we've got
Yeah,
a full party.
that sounds good. And we might get a better. It might be better for us to turn this stuff in.
Well, this is a small
It's a
town, so we may
larger
not get too
town.
much here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we'd want to take it someplace else. Alright, I'm doing
Well,
long rests.
I think we could probably give it to your friend Oni and sell it for close to the max.
When we go
It
back
may
to
take
the
a little
big-
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, when we go to the big city.
Oh wait, did we take the head off so we can prove we killed the
Yes.
Cephalopod?
I decapitated. I did not put it in inventory. I assumed Happy put it in his bag with the other head.
With the griffin wing, the hyena head, the horse
And the
haunch.
Horse haunch. Perfect.
If we're gonna just start like backpacking severed animal bits, we need to get like a bag of colding, just like a refrigeratable bag.
The smells.
I like it.
John,
All
write
right.
that in. Somebody's got to keep the griffin fed.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thanks,
All right.
John. That was real
Yeah,
fun.
good session tonight. Yeah. We have to talk scheduling really quick because I think we're dark next week because we're down 2
Yes.
players.
Correct.
Yeah,
Is that still
I'm
right?
in
Yeah.
Texas. I'm in Texas, so yeah, I'm out next weekend.
So we're planning for the 19th of February at 9 a.m.
19th 19th is Margaret's birthday, but I don't think it'll be a problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell her all you want for her birthday is to play D&D.
And give her the day off.
Well, the kid is the problem with that. So.
Well, then for her birthday, she gets to spend time with her son. Yay!
Yay!
right, guys.
Uh,
See you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, guys. Yeah,
See you in a
Bye.
couple weeks.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.